discovering Kumkapa, a district of fish restaurants. It has a welcoming ambiance, but it is expensive, so be ready for that. And music spills out of many a restaurant here. Istanbul at night can be pure magic. Back at the main square of the old city, you get a double delight, a double benefit, as both the Blue Mosque and St. Sophia are lit up beautifully. Serene at any time, these two grand buildings are at their most magical when floodlit at night, with their minarets circled by seagulls suffering from insomnia.
It's that time of year again for the annual Cayman 27 Parade of Lights, brought to you by Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited. We're calling all boats to join us Saturday, December 1st at Cayman Bay as the water comes to life with this year's theme, Christmas Around the World. It's completely free to enter, and there's a chance to win $1,000 and 2 general admission tickets to Kaboo. Or enter just for fun. Private and commercial boats are welcome. For more information and to register your boat, click on cayman27.ky.
If it matters to you, it matters to us. We're Cayman 27, Cayman Informed.
This is the only morning show that matters. Cayman Crosstalk. Cayman Crosstalk.
Nor'wester waves in Hogstye Bay. That's Cayman. Pirates Week, East End Day. That's Cayman. Mr. Howell's shoe shop in the older part of town. The Cars Arena's leaning on the roadside in South Sound. To look out on the ocean and see various shades of blue. To walk the road at night and find nobody bothers you. Looking crabs with a little flashlight. That's Cayman. Nobody in town after 9 at night. That's Cayman. People in the airport know you by name. That's Cayman. At Rum Point before the Hyatt came. That's Cayman. A nation is a people living out the lives they choose, celebrating when they win, crying when they lose. And those who say Cayman is not a nation legally, it's very clear to me they missed the point entirely. Smelling jerk pork as you're driving by. That's Cayman. Christmas beef, button tonguefish fry. That's Cayman. Your car break down, you get a lift to town. That's Cayman. Sunday cricket, agriculture ground. That's Cayman. A downtown beach where children swim. That's Cayman. Cayman. Mr. Jim, remember him, that's Cayman. Spots landing and Christmas breeze, that's Cayman. Miss Coney, macaroni and cheese, that's Cayman.
The opinions expressed by Cayman Crosstalk, its hosts, callers, or guests are not those of Hurley's Media or its sponsors.
Here are your latest news headlines from the Cayman 27 News Team on Rooster 101's Cayman Crosstalk. Now, here's the news.
Good day, it's time for Monday's headlines from the Cayman 27 newsroom. I'm Reshma Raghunath. Preparations are underway to welcome Cayman's new governor, Martin Keith Roper. Mr. Roper is expected on island on October 29th. His appointment was announced Friday by the governor's office. He will serve an initial term of 6 to 8 months. Mr. Roper replaces former Governor Anwar Chowdhury, who was removed from office after an FCO investigation into unspecified allegations made against him. One person is treated for minor injuries following a two-vehicle collision in Savannah Sunday morning. The incident happened around 9:45 near Pedro Castle Road. Police say 3 people were involved in the incident. One person was transported to the hospital with minor injuries. The incident caused traffic delays heading into and out of the eastern districts. The Department of Environmental Health says a quarry fire that has been smoldering for the last 3 weeks has finally been extinguished in the Peace Bay area. An abatement notice was served on the quarry owner following a complaint from a member of the public who called for the smoke to stop and the area to be cleared and fenced off. The fire services says the smoke never posed a risk to residents in the surrounding areas like Lake Destiny Drive. They say both the fire services and the DEH routinely checked homes to assess if any smoke from the fire had reached the area. That's it from the Cayman 27 newsroom for now. Do remember to tune in at 6 for a full newscast. I'm Reshma Raghunath. Have a great Monday and a productive week.
Be a part of the conversation on Cayman Crosstalk by calling the Superior Auto Hotline, 233-1019, or message us on the Cayman Crosstalk Facebook page. Now, back to Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on Cayman 27.
Good morning, Cayman Islands, and thank you all very much. Happy Monday morning to all of you. I hope that you're having a wonderful time so far and that your weekend was that much greater than the one before. And ladies and gentlemen, we got a wonderful lineup for you all this morning. And just want to say, a great thank you. If you didn't tune in on Friday, we had the very first ever interview of the newly appointed manager for Georgetown. I guess he was at Georgetown, proper Georgetown. Downtown, it's a pretty significant area from all the way from the intersection by Dixie Graveyard or Eastern Avenue, intersecting all the way down to Boilers Road for the time being. It's a large area that Mr. Colin Lumsden will be managing. And I want to say congratulations to him and thank him very much for coming on to Cayman Crosstalk to really set the record straight for a lot of things that were maybe incorrectly interpreted or even just printed, maybe for whatever reason they may have been. But I just want to sincerely thank him and the Deputy Chief Officer, Mr. Tristan Hydes from CPI, the Ministry of Commerce, Planning, and Infrastructure. So I just want to sincerely thank them. And if you want to see that video, you can simply just go online to our Facebook page. You just scroll down and look at the very top right-hand corner, and you'll see the dates. Just look for Friday, and we'll have it there for you. It was a great show, to be honest with you. But this morning, I'm kind of curious. I got some guests coming up. We got Medical Mondays. And we're going to be talking about strokes and so forth and what to look out for. And right after that, we're going to be talking customer service with Mr. Joey Ebanks and his company. What does customer service mean? What does it look like? And if you're wondering, well, he's probably going to give you information that you can probably contact him and see how he can make sure that you develop the best customer service possible. But having said that, I'm kind of curious. Number in the studios is 233-1019. That is 233-1019, and it's sponsored by our wonderful friends at Superior Auto. I would venture to say everybody must be buzzing right now that in the U.S., there's two lotteries that most people most people participate in. Even locals, residents, go away and you're going to find a ticket either for the Powerball or for the Mega Millions. The Mega Millions, ladies and gentlemen, if my research is correct, has rolled over 25 times. 25 times, no one has won a dang thing. Because about 2 years ago, I think it was 2016, October, they kind of manipulated numbers a little bit and took off some numbers and limited how far and how high you can go. So therefore, it like reduced your chances to like 130, 1 in 322 million odds of winning. Well, I tell you the truth, I hope that somebody wins, and when they do win, I'm just going to be happy for them. But I'm kind of curious. 233-1019, 233-1019, or even 324-1019, 324-1019. If you take the Mega Millions, which is at 1.6 billion US dollars, and I understand if you take the cash payout and you pay the taxes, let's just say a Cayman got it, and they bought it in Florida. I understand that you're going to keep close to about 60% of your winnings. Ooh, what would you do, ladies and gentlemen, with like $600 million? What would you do with $600 million? I'm kind of curious. If you're out there this morning, I would like to know, what would you do with $600 million? And if you're lucky enough, I understand the Powerball rolled over as well. Powerball is now at $620 million. Yes, a measly $620 million, if you can say that. What would you do if you won either one of those? Christopher, I'm kind of curious. Put yourself over in that chair. What would you do if you won $1 billion, 1.6 billion? And more than likely, you'll probably have, if you're the lucky winner of the 1.6 billion, I think it's the largest in Mega Millions history. But what would you do, sir, if you won that and you took home close to, let's say, $600 million to yourself, U.S.?
I mean, the first thing I'd probably do is just buy a nice new car, maybe a new house, but then I'd invest the rest probably on real estate or something so we can get a constant return.
There you go, yeah. Passive income.
If it me, it's best to just invest it that kind of pays itself off over the future. And real estate usually is I'm no expert, well, I imagine you could tell me, but real estate is usually quite a safe, a secure investment in terms of long-term return. And that, in a sense, can pay, depending on how much money you spend on how much different pieces of real estate, that can basically pay for, like a 10-year, 20-year vacation.
Well, I tell you the truth, let's put it this way. If I told you, Christopher, would you like to earn money while you sleep?
Yeah.
What would you say?
I'd probably invest in real estate.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, every time you sleep, and somebody's paying you while you're sleeping to put down. So I think that's a great thing. Honestly, you impress me every day, man.
Well, this isn't a subliminal ad for IRG or VMAX. Just putting it out there, and it's just something that's been on my mind,
No, I agree. I would do the same thing as well, but I would buy global real estate as well. Yeah. I would just spread my love all around. Kind of curious, what kind of car would you buy if you had $1.6 billion or $600 million? That's probably cash in your hand. What kind of car would you buy? What's attracting you right now? Don't tell me a Toyota Tercel.
I wouldn't go for anything too fancy like a Bugatti, because in my opinion, those kind of cars are wasted here because you can't drive them fast enough to make their proper use. So I'd probably buy something reasonably nice, like an Audi TT. I do quite like the new models they have out. I'm not sure if you see them, really slick.
Yeah. My friend Greg Brooks has a really nice one, the RS version.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very, very nice car.
Yeah.
Beautiful car, actually. But you might as well just step it up. I have another friend on island that actually has an R8. You might as well just go with the R8.
I saw it driving around last night. It's gorgeous. It's the black one, yeah?
Well, no, he has a white one.
Oh.
Yeah, he has a really, really nice white with a little black trim. So you
nice.
may upgrade to that one, and they can actually service it here in the island for you.
Okay.
As well.
Yeah, I do like Audis. So I'll probably go with an Audi to start with.
An Audi.
Yeah.
Well, they're local, and at least you're thinking local. That's great. That's wonderful. You're going to platinum money locally. I wonder. I heard that there was a Caymanian that won some money sometime back in the Florida lottery, and they were giving him a hard time, believe it or not, bringing his money back on shore or bringing it onshore.
I'm not surprised.
To say the least. And I'm like, come on, you're bringing. He could have left it in the United States of America. He's bringing it home. Yeah. I wouldn't say repatriating it, but he's actually bringing it to the coastline.
They don't like it when you take their money out. Can't wonder why.
No. It was Cayman that was giving him a problem.
Oh, really?
Cayman was giving him a problem.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Cayman was giving him a problem. It wasn't the U.S. U.S. like, all right, this is your money. In fact, I was doing some research on it. Believe it or not, there's a lot of individuals that do not live or were not U.S. citizens that have won lotteries and various different types of lotteries in the U.S.
Yeah.
Primarily Mexicans. I wonder. The illegal ones, hey, el guapo, I going to leave. No. So, oh my goodness gracious, $1 billion. And when you put the two together, when you put the Mega Millions and the Powerball together, ladies and gentlemen, it is over $2 billion that some lucky people may be winning this week. And I just sincerely wish them all the best as well. And if there's a Caymanian out there that's going to win, I just say to any winner, I'm so happy for you. But like Christopher said, invest really well and make sure that you give back. And I believe if you just give 10% of it away, it will always come back to you. That's just one of my things. But ladies and gentlemen, I got to do my little time check right now. But when we come back, I just want to remind you that we're going to have Medical Mondays that's going to be coming into studios. In addition, we're also going to have Mr. Joey Ebanks coming in talking about his business and customer service. What is customer service? Are we lacking it? In fact, it was kind of ironic that it came through because I got 3 emails over the weekend saying that Cayman has no customer service. It was just more complaints that there was a lack thereof, to be honest with you. And so it's kind of apropos that he'll be coming into studios. And maybe those ones that are there, you can actually email us and WhatsApp or do whatever you need to do. Here's the numbers that if you want to jot those down so when the conversations do come in, you can actually make it happen. Then the in-studio number is 233-1019. That is 233-1019. Or you can WhatsApp us, which is 324-1019. That is 324-1019. That's the WhatsApp number. Please, I beg you, just got to do a little housekeeping on that one. The voice notes or the audio that you send over to that one is a little difficult to check. And if you want something expressed, please express it in writing. I'll be happy to share those with the audience or even with the guests as well, or weave it into a conversation for you. We also got an email, which is caymancrosstalk@hurleysmedia.ky, caymancrosstalk@hurleysmedia.ky. We're going to our Facebook page, which is Cayman Crosstalk. That is Cayman Crosstalk. If you're over at our sister station at Cayman 27, if you're posting on their Facebook page, I won't be able to respond or see what you're saying. So just kind of mosey on over and just put in the search bar, look for friends, and just type in Cayman Crosstalk. And we're going to be straight there for you. If you haven't liked us, please like us. I've been loving and appreciating your likes and all the nice things that you've been saying about the program as well and your ratings. Really, really greatly appreciate it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time check right now is 7:17. Time check is brought to you by wonderful friends at Subway. Ladies and gentlemen, time is running out to take advantage of the Subway Monday Madness deal. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Mondays are 2 for 1 all day long until October the 22nd. That means today, Christopher. Today is the last day. Maybe you can give me some of those little drum roll or something. Today's the last day, ladies and gentlemen. This is the last time you'll hear me say this. And you can go in and I would advise you, here are some of the things you can do. So don't miss out on your chance to save. Simply buy a 6-inch or a foot-long sub, plus a fountain drink. That's a 21-ounce fountain drink. And get another sub of equal or lesser value absolutely free. But while you are there in the line, just simply say to one of the nice persons in the back of the line there that's serving you, say you would like to upgrade to a 30-ounce drink, and they will enter you to win a flat screen TV. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, they will enter you to win a flat screen TV. Today is the last day. We're going to be announcing some winners very shortly of that flat screen TV. So you got to take advantage of it today. Today it ends at 12 a.m. or 11:59 p.m. today. And it's available at all 6 locations across Grand Cayman. Remember, there are 2 locations open 24/7 to serve you even better. One in West Bay at Centennial Towers, the other one in Central Georgetown at Anderson Square. Subway, eat fresh, eat delicious.
This hour of Cayman Crosstalk is powered by Subway. Subway, with 6 locations across Cayman, you know it makes sense to choose Subway. Subway, eat fresh, eat delicious. More of Cayman Crosstalk is next on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on Cayman 27.
Sometimes having a middleman is not a bad thing, especially when it comes to insurance. Do you know that when it comes to cost, ease, speed, and peace of mind, insurance brokers ranked higher than when customers buy direct? So, for all your insurance needs, call Fidelity Insurance. We're the middleman you want. Call us today at 949-7822. Fidelity. We're good for you.
A tropical storm watch has been upgraded to a...
Hey, I've been tracking the storm, and it's looking really dangerous.
Yeah.
You're in a new place. Gotta prepare. No, put that down. You need canned goods, not canned
I get it.
soda and
yes,
water.
Sis,
You need plenty of water.
All right, water. Oh, God. Oh, sorry. I'm just trying to get ready for this.
Is it your first time?
Yes.
Do you need a hurricane buddy?
Please.
All right, come on. I prefer bigger bottles.
Kind of shame it took a hurricane for us to finally hang out.
Yeah, I know, right?
Ace is kind of bad time.
Hey, good news. The hurricane warning's been lifted. I saw online the storm has changed direction.
Oh, so I guess you get to go back to your place now.
Where are you? That's not your apartment.
Please pick the flowers.
Bye, neighbor.
The flavor with a beat. Black thing now move up him dancing feet. We dance them flavor with a beat. Whole heap of sauce, yeah, we acting on the street. Young, middle age, or old, move your feet. When bass, if we dance, everybody have to do it.
Grace, feel the vibe, can't you feel it? Grace, delicious, so nutritious. Yes, quality when you taste it. Want affordable, look for the label.
Flavor we are fear because the spice is clearing. Flavor with a beat, no other brand than near we.
One taste and you know Grace is real.
Auto Hotline, 233-1019. Or message us on the Cayman Crosstalk Facebook page. Now, back to Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on Cayman 27.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for tuning in. Letting us be part of your morning. Happy Monday morning to all of you. Thank you very much. I got some social media that came through regarding if they won the Powerball or the Mega Millions. The Mega Millions everybody's hoping for, which is $1.6 billion US. Let me just read what the individual had said this morning. Simply, all right, if I won, I would give all of my siblings enough money to pay off all their debts, plus about $500,000 each. I wonder how many siblings I got. You know, my wife has like 12 siblings. And so I wonder if, I guess that will work if you got $1 billion. That shouldn't be denting anything too soon. And so, she would give to her church and she would make sure that people that need education will get the much education needed as possible and focus a lot of money on education. That's I just want to say that's beautiful. Thank you very much for sharing that this morning. And we were just asked the question, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in right now, 233-1019, what would you do if you were the winner of 1.6 billion US dollars, which we understand if you, for example, if you bought a ticket in Florida for the Mega Millions, you will probably take home a little over $600 million of hard cold cash to yourself. The rest of it will be being paid, obviously, to the lottery, to the states, to municipal taxes, everything else within that aspect of it. But you should be taking home over $600 million in hard cold cash to yourself. And what would you do with it? And I will say, you know, to me, I would probably do something very similar to what the last caller did. And just make sure that everybody around me is taken care of. No need to worry much any longer. But I would probably put it in a trust. I would probably fix monies and put it in a trust, Christopher. I would probably tell them, I'm giving you this X amount of dollars, but the trust officer is going to dole it out for you so that you just don't go crazy and then come back to me again and go, I just bought a Bugatti and I need some money to change the oil, which is $20,000. Or I need to buy some new rims, which is, believe it or not, for a Bugatti, a rim, I understand, is about $35,000 per rim or wheel, not just the tire, but just the rim of it all. So those things I would just probably put in a trust and say, here you go, your debts are paid off, and you just simply get a stipend every month for the rest of your life, and make sure you take care of it. That's what I would probably do. And we'll probably, with my listeners here, Christopher, I would probably say with my listeners, those who are dedicated listeners, and especially the Facebookers that we can actually tell and test, all of those nice, wonderful people that are friends of mine on Facebook, the 4,900 and odd people that has supported me over this time, I will probably venture and share some monies with all of them. I will probably reach out to each one of them and probably give them a thank you just for being here every morning. Yeah, just a thank you. Just a saying thank you a little bit. Yeah. The figure is not defined, but I'll probably say a thank you to all of my wonderful listeners as well. In fact, if you call right now, 233-1019, 233-1019, and if you register your name with me and I win, I will give you a little extra love, more so than the 4,900 followers that I have right now. 233-1019. That is sponsored by Superior Auto this morning. And I will probably give a little extra love to that particular caller this morning. And I also got the Powerball ticket. I'll tell you the truth, you know, I just don't understand why in the Cayman Islands we just simply just stop being on the fence with this and just get it done. To be honest with you, Christopher, I can't get it over my head. You know, why we just simply just don't go whole hog and just do it, because I got a live read this morning. And I did a live read just now for Subway. It's there, ladies and gentlemen. What would you do if you won a $1.6 billion? Good morning, caller. How are you this morning?
Yes, good morning, Mr. Woody. You could put me on your list. Yeah, you put me on your list, man. How are you in your farm this morning?
I am blessed, and if I'm blessed, you're going to be blessed as well. And I have you on the list.
I take wholly responsible for that, man, Mr. Woody. You said call and make sure put my name down. I'm looking forward for you to win in the end of the year.
End of the year? No. I hope to win that before the end of this week.
Mr. Woody, you see, we could have this long time. We signed for this lottery years ago, Mr. Woody. But we came and government. The lottery could take care of the schools, the roads and stuff, Mr. Woody. But we just love to sit behind the closed door. We are Christians. country. We don't do that. We don't do that. What are you saying about that person that win at that time? You see, we have so difficult to bite our own money, Mr. Woody. I could go into Miami, go to SunTrust right now, right? SunTrust Bank right now, right? And they do ask me no question where I get my money from. Nothing. They just say, welcome to SunTrust and open an account right there. Cayman, we need this, you need that, you need that. Why, Woody?
I'm asking myself.
Why, Mr. Woody? What we have to go through all that hard wrestle for?
Well,
yeah, Mr. Woody, if I win it, right, I make sure I put some of the trust in my 3 grand that they have their plan for go to the school, the college, if they do got a scholarship, I'll put it down for them to live on. I'll help the poor in the Cayman Islands. After I take care of my family, I help the poor to stop, take off some of the strain off the government. I will support that, right, Mr. Woody? But that dream will come someday, so, you know. That's what we need, Mr. Woody, living good. You hear how you talking this morning, what you do? You know someone out there that your complexion, they want to grow about help their friend. Mr. Woody, you got some people that help their friend, they laugh, they want to even answer you. And that young guy that Chris White working with you, hey, what your idea was, they buy a car. Come on, talk to him, Mr. Woody. Invest that, turn that money over. The car is the last thing you need when you win that kind of money. Yeah, then car, come on. Car is the last thing, young man.
Well,
invest your money.
You know, I tell you the truth. I gotta take it for Christopher, because I'll be honest with you. I was very impressed. He said, I'll probably buy myself a car, but then I would take the bulk of it and invest into real estate and something that will continue making money.
Mr. Woody, I know you are invested in real estate because you're a real estate person, but he idea a car, it was in his plan for a long time. Come on, young man, young lady, try to invest on the money in our own country to make it better, guys. Cars or anything. Once you invest in money, you get any cars, boat, truck, anything, Mr. Woody. You know that.
Yeah.
Your parents raised you the right way. They make you a business mind person first before you talk about racing cars, driving cars, Mr. Woody. You know that, Mr. DeCosta teach you that way.
Yes, sir. Well, he certainly did.
And you know where we come from, when they try to talk to the young people, they always want a car, and nothing to live in. You need a house first.
Well, you know, I'll tell you the truth. I can hear my dear father's voice ringing through my ears right now. Money, fools and their money soon part, you know, and that's some of the things that I would look on. But I agree with you. Thank you very much, caller. And you are down in the good books and good graces with me. And if I win, God's willing, if I win, I will share extra love with you.
I'll leave my number there for you. Call me and call me yet, Mr. Woody. I say a Facebook message to call me and call me yet.
Facebook? No, you send me a WhatsApp. Your WhatsApp message.
A WhatsApp.
Yes.
A WhatsApp, Mr. Woody, to give me a call.
Yeah, I will try it.
Off the air.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll try to do that today. My days are pretty crazy.
I know your hands full, man, but you keep up the good work. And yes, man, we need a simple little lottery because the foreigners having a lottery here and sending money back out of the country. They lock them up. What you going to charge them, Mr. Woody? What you going to charge them when you lock them up? Get it legalized for the people, for our people to live.
I think it's $125 if you get caught gambling.
Yeah. Okay. In a foreigner send home $1,000 every weekend.
Yeah. I agree. We need to seriously look at this thing.
Look over the Caymanian welfare, social service, take the street of social service, the road work, the schools. Listen, what the nurses need money. The nurses need raise of pay. They're the one that look at us, the nurses and the doctors that take care of us, the teachers. You have to look at them people in the country, Mr. Woody. They're working hard, they're overworking, they're going to get enough, and they're going to give up on us, Mr. Woody.
Yep.
We have to look out for them people there.
All right, my friend. I appreciate it, and I agree. And like I said, you got extra love if I win, God's willing, before the end of this week.
Okay, Mr. Woody, and God bless you, and your fruit basket continue running over, sir.
Thank you very much, mate.
Okay, have a blessed day. Keep up the good work, brother.
Thank you very much. All right, we got one more caller as well. Hello, caller. How are you this morning?
Hey, good morning, Woody.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, Woody, I just want to kind of beg you for a little opportunity to invite the community to the Hope for Today Foundation Farmless Fun Day on November the 12th. We're inviting the whole community to come out and socialize with us as that way. We'll then be going up against the final game for the year against Georgetown. We will provide some bouncing classes, free food, basketball, hoops, darts, dominoes, all kind of games we'll be having. Hopscotch. We'll be doing a 100-meter dash again. For those that join in the 100-meter dash, will be qualified to win some lovely gift certificates. So just a reminder, inviting the community to come out on November the 12th for the Hope for Today Foundation Farm the Fun Day. And just to remind the community that all of the event is absolutely free. There will be no ticket sales, nothing like that. It's just strictly to engage the community and focus on trying to remove the negative stigma that surrounds substance abuse and mental health. Saying this to say that it takes us as a community to encourage and support these individuals in the community that are struggling. Where there's drug abuse, there's crime, and us as a community can make a positive difference in the lives of people that are struggling. So November 12th, come out, watch West Bay, go up against Georgetown at 6 o'clock. From 3 o'clock on, there'll be food absolutely free. Thanks for the time, Ray.
No problem, man, and I'm looking forward to the people jam-pack in the stadium for you. Thank you very much.
We always get a huge crowd, 200-plus people that come out and support, so we hopefully we can get a bigger crowd this year.
All right, man, I'm looking forward to it. All right, buddy. Take good care.
We'll talk later. Thanks.
All right, man. All right, and here's something that came through. It says, good morning. If I won $1.6 billion, first of all, I would acquire all the infrastructure services, airport, Red Bay, the port, roads, water, utilities, and have them managed by a public traded company in which Caymanians can buy the shares with a limit of no entity owning more than 10%. And buy Cayman National Bank from RBTT. However, draconian laws may mean to get locked up for buying lottery tickets. Well, I agree. We just call it raffle. It's a raffle ticket we have. We don't call it lottery. We just call it as a raffle ticket. So we can do all of those things, but we got to come right back, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to come back with Medical Mondays with Health City, Cayman Islands.
This hour of Cayman Crosstalk is powered by Subway. Subway, with 6 locations across Cayman, you know it makes sense to choose Subway. Subway, eat fresh, eat delicious. More of Cayman Crosstalk is next on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on Cayman 27.
Does this sound like your business moving along?
Where's your mommy?
At the gym. You know it's her birthday, right?
Come, let's go quick.
At Countryside, we have everything you need. Stay in shape at Universal Fitness Gym. Get your natural products at Hero Fair. Drop off your dry cleaning at Puritan Cleaners. Check out the latest phones at Flow. Pick up your supplements at G&C. And browse the best wine selection at Jake Scott. Countryside, everything you need and more.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The Lions Club of Tropical Gardens encourages you to visit district breast cancer awareness meetings and health clinics. Ask questions about breast cancer symptoms, diagnosis, and treatments. All awareness meetings begin at 7:30 p.m. and all health clinics are from 10 a.m. to noon. District awareness meetings are as follows. And don't forget our fundraising event, Samina's Day of Beauty, 28th of October, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Office. He will serve an initial term of 6 to 8 months. Mr. Roper replaces former Governor Anwar Chowdhury, who was removed from office after an FCO investigation into unspecified allegations made against him. One person is treated for minor injuries following a two-vehicle collision in Savannah Sunday morning. The incident happened around 9:45 near Pedro Castle Road. Police say 3 people were involved in the incident. One person was transported to the hospital with minor injuries. The incident caused traffic delays heading into and out of the Eastern Districts. The Department of Environmental Health says a quarry fire that has been smoldering for the last 3 weeks has finally been extinguished in the Peace Bay area. An abatement notice was served on the quarry owner following a complaint from a member of the public who called for the smoke to stop and the area to be cleared and fenced off. The fire services says the smoke never posed a risk to residents in the surrounding areas like Lake Destiny Drive. They say both the fire services and the DEH routinely checked homes to assess if any smoke from the fire had reached the area. That's it from the Cayman 27 newsroom for now. Do remember to tune in at 6 for a full newscast. I'm Reshma Raghunath. Have a great Monday and a productive week.
Be a part of the conversation on Cayman Crosstalk by calling the Superior Auto Hotline, 233-1019, or message us on the Cayman Crosstalk Facebook page. Now, back to Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on Cayman 27.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, happy Monday to all of you, and hope that you're having a wonderful time so far. And, I would just say, I hope this week is starting off great for you and will be even better as time progresses. And I'm telling you, after this interview, I'm confident because I was just given, oh my goodness gracious, some wonderful news by Miss Kafara Augustin of Health City, Cayman Islands, Global Sales Manager. I like saying that. It's just a great title, to be honest with you. I really, really, truly do. And I just want to welcome you. And we got, wonderful doctor that I love in the studios because he's a wealth of knowledge. He's a real teacher. I just want to say that, Doc. You're not just a good doctor at what you do, but you're a great teacher as well. And Dr. Ramnesh is here with us. But I want to say good morning to you, Ms. Kafara, and I want you to build up today because you just announced to me a gift again to the Cayman Islands.
Good morning, Woody. Good morning to your listening audience. It's Medical Monday. We're happy to be here as always. And I just found this out yesterday, but we are having a special event for World Stroke Day, which is going to be Monday, October 29th.
Excellent.
For World Stroke Day, we'll be offering free consultations with Dr. Ramnesh right here to my right from 10 a.m. to 3:30 at Health City. And for a selected few, if Dr. Ramnesh feels that it's possible that you could be predisposed to a stroke or something to that effect, you'll be getting an additional screening.
Wow.
Also free of charge. So we're just really excited about this. We're really happy to be able to offer this to the people of the Cayman Islands. And all you have to do, if you're interested in booking an appointment, please, no phone calls, just an email, info@healthcity.ky. That's info@healthcity, all one word, .ky. And we'd be happy to book an appointment for you.
I just want to say, Dr. Ramnesh, thank you very much for that. Because strokes are not only isolated to the elderly. It's anybody can get it. And I keep saying that when I first started this show, one of the biggest grabbers was when we had Mr. William Foster come on and was brave enough to talk about his experience at a very young age, fit as a fiddle. One will look at him and say, that's a picture of health initially, and don't realize what all the workings behind has happened and what caused it and so forth. And sometimes we really don't even know of those issues until it happens. And so just don't think if you're young, under the age of 60, this won't happen to me. This is for anybody. And so what would you say to those persons out there, Doc, that are maybe just sitting listening right now and just wondering, should I email info@Health City to book an appointment? What would you say to those right now?
So as you said, Woody, strokes are increasingly becoming common in the younger age group. We now see them routinely in people in the age group of 30 to 40 as well. Initially, it was thought that it was a problem which affected only the elderly people above 60. But now, due to changing lifestyles, etc., the risk of stroke has increased in the younger population as well. Who needs to be screened? It's very difficult to say, but generally people who have a family history of stroke, where the person has had a stroke at a young age, or if they have had symptoms suggestive of what is known as a mini stroke or TIA. TIA is known as a transient ischemic attack and is usually a warning sign that a stroke may come on. So typically in a TIA, you will have symptoms suggestive of a stroke, which recover maybe in a couple of seconds to few minutes, and then the patient feels fine. But these kind of symptoms should not be ignored because they are warning signs that a major stroke may happen.
You know, when I'm just looking at the average person right now, and you know, one time we spoke, and you were just giving some examples. For example, and I just want to use William for a good test subject, because I was frankly taken aback as well when I heard of William's issue, and I always admired him. He was always fit. But when you look at the viscosity, and no one ever thinks about it, you get blood tests and you get all of these things, but you don't specifically get any test really to ask, well, Dr. Romnish, unless they come to you. But to any GP or something, they won't simply look at the viscosity of your blood and say, well, look, you may have an issue here of clotting or an issue of poor circulation. They would just say, well, you know, everything seems to be okay. And you need to actually get a specific blood test to see how the viscosity and how the proteins in your blood is looking. And I think the average person, I didn't know that, to be honest with you. I wouldn't say I know everything in the world. I'm learning every day, but that is something I've never thought with, because, see, I'm so frugal, right, that I'm a blood donor. That I'm a blood donor because they tell me everything I need to know. And they go and they say, well, Mr. Woody, your blood pressure is great. You know, your proteins are fantastic. You know, thank you for a pint of blood. You know, your O positive is going to help somebody soon. You know, that's how frugal I am. And just because I just love giving blood as well, but it makes you feel better. But that's one reason why I kind of do that as well. Yeah. And a lot of people don't realize the value of you giving blood and what they'd actually tell you at that particular time. But what would you is it hereditary, doctor?
Certain strokes are hereditary, but we cannot screen the entire population for these risk factors like the ones which you're talking about, because it's not viable to do so. But definitely, if you have a family history where someone has had a stroke at a young age, then you need to look for genetic factors which have caused that stroke.
And I mean, what would you do, for example, when we come back? I want you to tell us, you know, if I came to you now and I signed up for Monday, God's willing, next week, for you to check me out, I want you to explain what that whole entire routine would be like. And I pray that, to be honest with you, no matter what age you are, if, as you heard from Dr. Romnish, if you have had any family member, especially one that is very close to you, maybe a father, mother, or something of that nature, even probably a sibling at a very young age that experience anything of that nature, don't think that it can't happen to you. Mitigate the risk of it happening and sign up and provide us info at
healthcity.ky. Health City is one word and it's .ky.
And we're going to take a little break right now, but I have to remind all of you, today is the last day. Dr. Romnesh, today is the last day, my friend. And I want you to win that TV. I really do. On your way up, I want you to stop off at Countryside because I know you got to cross there. And time is running out simply because the last day to take advantage of Subway's Monday Madness deal is today, Kafaro. Today is the last day. I'm actually saddened to hear it. I was so excited when they brought it in over the summer. But Mondays are 2 for 1 until today at 11:59 p.m. So don't miss out, ladies and gentlemen. You walk into any of the 6 locations of Subway, simply order a 6-inch or a foot long, make it any way you like it, and get a 21-ounce drink. Now, whilst you're in that line, you say, you know what? I would like to win that TV set. And tomorrow we're going to be announcing that TV set winner. They simply say, well, you know what? What do I need to do? No, you don't dial info at Health City. You simply say, I would like to upgrade to a 30-ounce drink just for mere pennies. And automatically, you're entered into winning the chance of getting a flat screen TV, ladies and gentlemen. And remember, this wonderful deal is available at all 6 Subway locations across Grand Cayman, and they've opened 2 stores to serve you even better. One in West Bay. Well, serve you even better at 24 hours a day. I don't think I said that one. 24 hours a day. One in West Bay at Centennial Towers. The other one in Central Georgetown at Anderson Square. Subway. Eat fresh. Eat delicious.
This hour of Cayman Crosstalk is powered by Subway. Subway. With 6 locations across Cayman, you know it makes sense to choose Subway. Subway. Eat fresh. Eat delicious. More of Cayman Crosstalk is next on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on Cayman 27.
We are on a mission to protect people from financial risk that can affect their money. We're Nighthead Annuity and Life Assurance, a Cayman Islands company. It is more important than ever to make sure you have the right financial plan in place to secure your future. So we're on a journey to change an industry that can too often feel complex, confusing, and costly. We're making things simpler by specializing in fixed annuities. An essential product in any portfolio to help you grow and protect your savings by providing guaranteed investment returns. Predictable growth, peace of mind with Nighthead Annuity.
Heat resistant, scratch resistant, stain resistant, functional and durable. Paramount Carpets brings you the beauty of granite like no one else. Choose from a large selection of quality granite from Italy and Brazil. Paramount Carpets guarantees on-time delivery and professional installation. Granite, from the earth to your home.
We do a whole lot more than just cover your floor at Paramount Carpets.
Sometimes having a middleman is not a bad thing, especially when it comes to insurance. Do you know that when it comes to cost, ease, speed, and peace of mind, insurance brokers ranked higher than when customers buy direct? So, for all your insurance needs, call Fidelity Insurance. We're the middleman you want. Call us today at 949-7822. Fidelity. We're good for you.
Mel Clark, our wonderful forecaster for this morning for the forecast. Today, you're going to have a high of 85. They say the real field temperature may hover around about 93 degrees. You're going to have a 30% chance of experiencing some showers today, primarily in the Georgetown area, as we see that there is on the radar image images, some rain showers going across Georgetown area primarily. So today's going to be partly sunny, and you're going to have showers in areas, but it's going to be breezy as well. Winds are going to be coming at you from the east, northeast at 15 miles per hour with an occasional gust at about 21. They're saying that the sea heights may be between 3 and 5 feet. So I would say small craft, please, I beg you, exercise caution whilst in open water. Wind is going to continue that easterly direction tonight, dipping down slightly to about 12 miles per hour. That's going to cool your surface temperatures down to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. With the real fuel temperature, the heat index may be hovering close to 90 degrees tonight. Oh, my goodness gracious. You're going to have a 25% chance of experiencing some showers, but it's going to be mainly clear this evening. Your sunrise this morning was a little later, 2 minutes later than it was on Friday at 6:22. Your sunset will be at 5:58, so you got 11 hours and 36 minutes. Yes, we do experience a little bit of winter here in the Cayman Islands. We got shorter days and longer nights, and you got a similar weather forecast pattern, ladies and gentlemen, straight through until Wednesday morning. In fact, Thursday, if everything goes well, we're crossing your fingers and toes. Join us back with Health City, Cayman Islands.
Be a part of the conversation on Cayman Crosstalk by calling the Superior Auto Hotline, 233-1019, or message us on the Cayman Crosstalk Facebook page. Now, back to Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on Cayman 27.
The opinions expressed by Cayman Crosstalk, its hosts, callers, or guests are not those of Hurley's Media or its sponsors.
That's right. It's all me. And ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say to all of you out there, welcome and happy Monday to everyone. I am joined by a great doctor that Cayman Islands is very fortunate to have. I just don't say that because he's in front of me. I say to all his colleagues as well, when I read of all the great things that you have done for many people and how many lives that you've changed in a positive way. And I just want to say, honestly, I say it all the time, Doc, but I genuinely mean it. Thank you very much for the great works that you do and for continuing to give back like what you do with this program as well. And next week in particular, you're going to be doing screenings. Now, I got to ask you, actually right before the break, for example, I, like someone that hopefully we'll have a big uptake the whole entire day of people coming to you between 10 and 3.
3:30.
3:30. What would I go through, good doctor, to be screened to see whether or not I have a risk factor of possibly having a stroke?
So that's where the history plays a very important role. We need to find out whether you have a family member, as I said earlier, who's had a stroke, whether you've had symptoms which are suggestive of a stroke, whether you have risk factors which predispose you for a stroke. Now, when I say risk factors, these include hypertension, diabetes, smoking, irregular heartbeat, like atrial fibrillation, which we spoke about a couple of Mondays ago.
Right.
These kind of conditions which predispose you for a stroke, and if we control them earlier, can prevent a stroke from happening. So that is one aspect of it. The second aspect is if you've already had a stroke, we need to make sure that a second stroke does not happen. So we need to find out what has caused the stroke and treat the cause.
Kind of curious. I want to get back down to hypertension and so forth, and maybe identify some of that if some people have not been to their GP in a little while to find that out. But I'm kind of curious, could a person experience a stroke while sleeping and then get up and know that something is wrong, something is not exactly correct? You're not having a severe stroke where maybe there's paralysis really truly involved, but maybe there's a weakness, there's something. Is that possible?
Yeah. We have several patients who actually wake up with a stroke. The terminology we use is known as a wake-up stroke.
Oh.
So the patient goes to bed normal, and when he wakes up with a deficit. The reason these strokes become kind of tricky is because, as you know, we have what is known as a clot buster treatment for strokes, which we have to give within 4.5 hours. We also now have endovascular treatment, which you can give up to 24 hours of the stroke happening, depending on the size, etc.
Okay.
So in these kind of strokes, which we call as wake-up strokes, the imaging we do needs to be different from the conventional imaging to try and establish what time the stroke has happened.
You know, for those that maybe just go, well, really, could you wake up and
Absolutely.
what kind of deficit would you have? Would you have like weakness in your hands? Would you have maybe your face or your tongue is heavy, or what pronunciations would you see, or not even would you see, but maybe, for example, your significant other is looking at you and maybe hearing you, or are there any telltale signs to say that, you know, not just I'm just feeling off this morning, I feel a little weaker than normal, maybe my leg is a little more numb, you know, maybe how I ever slept or something of that nature. Are there any like things that you can check off in your head? Because to be honest with you, I just don't want anyone to experience this if they can be, if it can be mitigated and if it can be helped in any way, because these are some of the things that, tell you the truth, sometimes I want to bite the head off of a chicken because someone's angered me, but I would never ever pray anything like this on anyone.
One of the ways to recognize a stroke is using the anagram FAST. This was created by the World Stroke Association to help people identify the symptoms of a stroke. What FAST stands for is face. So you ask the person to smile if you suspect he's having a stroke. You'll notice his face is drooped to one side. A stands for arm. You ask him to lift both his arms up in front of him. One will drop down. S stands for speech. You ask the person to speak and the speech will be slurred. And T stands for time to call 911 and rush the patient to a hospital.
Wow.
Now, coming back to your other question as to, it depends on which area of the brain is affected during the stroke. So some patients may wake up with just a speech problem. Some may have weakness. Some may have just the face deviated to one side. So it all depends on which part of the brain has been affected in the stroke.
Kind of curious. I mean, we got various different lobes of the brain, and what makes us, you can correct me where I go wrong, but Homo sapien is a frontal lobe where is that reasoning context, and I'm just kind of wondering, could a stroke, I guess you would say, be the epicenter in the frontal lobe of the brain, where all of the other signs, for example, speech is relatively normal. Your hand strength is decent, that you're not having an issue holding hand up or maintaining a certain level. Your face looks all right, but your reasoning has been impaired. Is that possible?
It is possible. So by dictum, any patient who comes with a sudden change in his behavior or personality, which is very, very acute, like, you know, he's fine one day and the next day he wakes up and he's a different person.
Right.
We need to rule out a stroke in these kind of people.
Wow. You know, and the thing with it is, we live in the Caribbean, and we have a lot of people that are suffering from hypertension and high blood pressure, I guess, as we would say in a colloquial term. What are the signs of it? Because sadly, I've been speaking to a lot of people, and I'm not sure what the issue is, whether or not it's cost or just fear that I don't want to go and get something confirmed. If you know what I mean, it's kind of awkward. I tell you, I was in that boat at one particular point in my life, that if I don't know about it, it won't happen. And so I'll just leave it alone. But I'm finding a lot of people that I'm speaking to that talk about this show, it's like this is their first time speaking or listening to a doctor. And they get a lot from this, and then they're sometimes prodded and prompted to go and get a real GP or a specialist opinion like yours. I've been finding that a whole lot, to be honest with you. What would you say to those persons out there, good doctor? I want to break it down into a couple of scenarios. Those that may have hypertension, because hypertension, we heard from your colleagues, Dr. Ravi and Benoit, is a serious issue. And also for you, it's a serious issue. What is hypertension, and what are some of the signs that you can probably tell that maybe you have hypertension without going to your GP? And then hopefully we can prod those people to say, you know what, you need to go get checked out.
So hypertension is when you have elevated blood pressure. In some of the signs you can have in patients who have hypertension is feeling uneasy, dizziness, you can get palpitations, etc. The main thing which has to be remembered is that if you are diagnosed as being hypertensive, it is treatable, it is manageable, and it prevents further complications from happening, such as strokes, problems with your heart, with your kidneys, etc. So it is important for everyone to have their BP checked regularly, and if treatment is needed, it should be done because it can prevent further complications from happening.
Well, I'm glad that you said that. Someone just got a WhatsApp that just literally came through, and they're asking. Here's the question. It simply said, "Do you feel like you're have a hangover if you have high blood pressure?"
It can make you feel cloudy, foggy, that kind of thing. It can happen.
Okay, and I guess headaches will probably be part of it too.
Headaches too. Yeah.
Well, I'm talking to all of you out there. If you're having this issue, I'm begging you, please, consider this. And when we get back, I want you to talk about other issues as well, like, for example, diabetes. A lot of people don't realize how many things that are stemmed from diabetes as well. And we have a lot of people that probably gone undiagnosed until something severe happens with them. I wouldn't mind if you can probably talk about some of those things that what we just did with hypertension as well when we come right back after the short little news break.
The opinions expressed by Cayman Crosstalk, its hosts, callers, or guests are not those of Hurley's Media or its sponsors.
Now, from the Cayman 27 News Team, here are your latest news headlines, brought to you by the Cayman Pharmacy Group, with West Bay Pharmacy, Savannah Pharmacy, and Professional Pharmacy. The Cayman Pharmacy Group has a location for you just around the corner. Visit them today. Now, here's your news headlines.
Good day, it's time for Monday's headlines from the Cayman 27 newsroom. I'm Reshma Raghunath. Preparations are underway to welcome Cayman's new governor, Martin Keith Roper. Mr. Roper is expected on island on October 29th. His appointment was announced Friday by the governor's office. He will serve an initial term of 6 to 8 months. Mr. Roper replaces former Governor Anwar Chowdhury, who was removed from office after an FCO investigation into unspecified allegations made against him. One person is treated for minor injuries following a two-vehicle collision in Savannah Sunday morning. The incident happened around 9:45 near Pedro Castle Road. Police say 3 people were involved in the incident. One person was transported to the hospital with minor injuries. The incident caused traffic delays heading into and out of the Eastern Districts. The Department of Environmental Health says a quarry fire that has been smoldering for the last 3 weeks has finally been extinguished in the Peace Bay area. An abatement notice was served on the quarry owner following a complaint from a member of the public who called for the smoke to stop and the area to be cleared and fenced off. The fire services says the smoke never posed a risk to residents in the surrounding areas like Lake Destiny Drive. They say both the fire services and the DEA routinely checked homes to assess if any smoke from the fire had reached the area. That's it from the Cayman 27 newsroom for now. Do remember to tune in at 6 for a full newscast. I'm Reshma Raghunath. Have a great Monday and a productive week.
Be a part of the conversation on Cayman Crosstalk by calling the Superior Auto Hotline, 233-1019, or message us on the Cayman Crosstalk Facebook page. Now, back to Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on Cayman 27.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, happy Monday to all of you. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Letting us be part of your morning, part of your day. I'm here with a wonderful doctor, neurologist, and I just want to say to him, Dr. Ramnesh, welcome back to the studios, and it's always a pleasure to have you. And what you're going to be giving to the people of the Cayman Islands next Monday is a wonderful gift, and a gift of life, to be honest with you. And if you're just tuning in right now, I'm joined by the Global Sales Manager, Ms. Kafar Augustin, as well. And we're talking about strokes, and we're looking at, next week, Monday, Dr. Ramnesh is going to be opening up for consultation. Those individuals whom would like to get a screening to make sure that you don't have a problem of the potential of having a stroke. If he finds in his initial consult with you that there are some markers or some indicators that you may have an issue, he would do a follow-up absolutely free. To me, that is absolutely phenomenal. Not just fantastic, phenomenal. And only in the Cayman Islands that we can actually get these kind of blessings. Good doctor, we spoke about hypertension just now. We have a listener that WhatsApped us just now, and she was. I'm just going to read what she has. I'm not going to identify whom she is, and hopefully she'll be one of those that will maybe indicate right to info and register herself. But simply, she's 56 years old. Her father had hypertension. Her mother had diabetes. And she's feeling lately like giddy-headed, like when she gets up from a seated position. I guess she feels lightheaded getting up from a seated position. And then sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes on occasion, when she's going to lay down, feels like the bed is spinning or like she's drunk. And wondering whether or not, is that signs of diabetes? She admits she may be a little overweight at this particular time, and it's a battle for her. But obviously, I just want to sincerely thank her for reaching out this morning. What could be some of those issues, doctor?
You said her age was 56.
56.
56, yeah. Some of the symptoms she's describing could be vertigo, where when she lies down, she feels dizzy, the room is spinning, etc. But she is in an age group with a family history of hypertension and diabetes, so it would be recommended that she undergo a comprehensive health checkup with her GP, where everything would be checked. Her blood pressure and ECG would be done, her blood work to look for diabetes, etc., lipid profile, because these are risk factors which are common not only among stroke but also for heart disease and other vascular disorders. So the risk factors remain the same across.
Wow. And I just, for those out there, what do we do? Because time is of the essence. And I know each one of you have an argument, but it's still time is life. And I think there's one analogy that both you, Dr. Ravi and Benoit, will all agree on, is that time really saves lives. And you will say time saves brain. They will say time saves muscle tissue in the heart. Now, how quickly, if we see something being pronounced, obviously the acronym FAST is hurry and call 911. What if we woke up with it and our loved one or significant other notice some issues, whether or not it's reasoning or even the facial, hand, the various different techniques? How quickly do they get to you to mitigate the risk of being permanent brain damage?
It has to be as soon as possible. What has to be remembered is every second, 30 million neurons die within the brain.
Wow.
That is when the blood circulation to the brain is cut off during a stroke. So the sooner they reach us, the better. Even if they wake up with symptoms which they feel are suggestive of a stroke, or the people around them feel they're having a stroke, they just need to call 911 and rush to a hospital. Because now treatment is available for ischemic type of strokes. We have two types of treatment. One is a clot buster treatment and the other is endovascular treatment. The clot buster treatment is typically, you can give it within 4.5 hours of the onset of a stroke, which is, they basically do a scan of the brain, look that there's no bleeding within the brain, and then administer the drug. At the same time, they do what is known as a CT angiogram, and if there's any blockage to one of the large vessels supplying the brain, this would be a candidate who would be taken for endovascular treatment. Endovascular treatment basically entails taking a tube, going into the blocked blood vessel and reopening it to establish circulation to the part of the brain which it was cut off from. Ideally, as I said, the sooner it's done, the better it is. But using modern advances in imaging, we can actually do it up to 24 hours as well. But again, the sooner the better.
Good doctor, here's another WhatsApp that came through. And WhatsApp is asking, is there a significant difference or are there one and the same of an aneurysm and a stroke?
No. So an aneurysm is, so stroke, as I said, can be of two types. It can be ischemic or hemorrhagic. Ischemic is where the blood circulation to the brain is blocked off, and hemorrhagic is where the blood vessel ruptures, causing bleeding within the brain. An aneurysm is a weakening which is found in the vessel wall, which is an outpouching. The most common risk factor for this is hypertension again. Hypertension, smoking, the usual. What happens in an aneurysm? In many patients, they're asymptomatic. They have no symptoms of it at all, unfortunately, until it ruptures. And when it ruptures, it causes bleeding within the brain, and the patient presents with a very, very severe headache. And yeah.
You know, I just, there's a lot more, and I believe and I submit to you, good doctor, that stress plays a significant part in, along with diet, obviously, with a lot of these issues. But there's some people that when you look on them, they would read as, you know what, that's how you should look health-wise, you know, very little fat, you know, looking fairly decent, but still may be diagnosed with issues of, for example, diabetes or even hypertension. And there's a lot of things that a lot of things come from it. You know, kidney failure, you know, a myriad of different things, nerve damage, and that's something that you have to deal with. And I think a lot of people don't realize the severity, for example, of diabetes. And I've been trying to tell some of my friends this, is that you got to be very cognizant of it all, because one may think, oh, well, I can just, you know, take insulin and it'll be fine. But there's a whole lot of issues that stem from it: nerve damage, kidney failure, loss of sight. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's a very, very serious issue. And most of those actually come from your specialty within the brain. What would you say to those individuals out there that, especially men, I want you to talk to our fellow men out there, because it seems like we wait until the very last minute, good doctor, until something hits us like a brick wall, and then we're incapacitated or we're down for a little bit. What would you talk to our fellow males out there, and to get them to be a little bit more engaged with their health?
So diabetes, as you said, is a risk factor for almost everything. It affects the eyes, causes diabetic retinopathy, affects the kidneys, affects the nerves, and affects almost every organ within the body. One of the risk factors for that is obesity. And now people are becoming more and more sedentary, where people are not exercising. I know you and Dr. Ravi have a lot of talks about this.
Yes.
And Dr. Ravi is also
he's telling me,
He's
telling me aspirin.
He got you.
Aspirin would not help you, Woody.
Yeah, so we need to take our health more seriously. We need to look at our diet. We need to look at our diet, and as in what we are eating, increase the fiber content, etc. We need to moderate our alcohol consumption. Smoking needs to stop if the person is a smoker. And exercise, at least some kind of moderate exercise, if it's cycling or walking briskly for 45 minutes, is important.
You know, and I think when we follow all of that, you know, and when we come back, I want you to reiterate for some of those out there that may think that I can buy aspirin off the shelf and to help myself and so forth. You know, Dr. Ravi, the last time, if they didn't, it was a great session, to be honest with you, with all of you in the studios. But I want you to talk about that as well and try to mitigate the risk that is out there, and for people to really take advantage of next Monday. Next Monday, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Ramnesh will be taking appointments, and he will be consulting with individuals whom will email him between 10 and 3:30 next Monday. And what he's doing, ladies and gentlemen, if you feel that you may be at risk at any given time, that if you had a parent or a loved one, a sibling, or someone that may have suffered with hypertension, a stroke, even diabetes. All of these are risk factors of potentially having a stroke as well. And he's going to be looking at you, examining you. And the sweet part about it is, the icing on the cake is that if he finds that there are markers within your initial consult, he then will follow up again. Absolutely. My favorite 4-letter word. Kafar, maybe you can help me out.
Could it be free?
It's absolutely free. That's my favorite 4-letter word.
Yes, but it's for Monday, October 29th only. Monday, October 29th only. Because I've already gotten a couple emails like, is it all week? It's just for Monday, and it's from 10 to 3:30. And you have to email us, info@healthcity.ky. No phone calls, please. Just send us an email, and we'll be able to set up a consultation within that time, free of charge, with Dr. Ramnish.
No, that is absolutely fantastic. When we come back, we're going to continue this discussion. And, you know, I got a couple more emails that just came in as well. And it was just talking about someone that had a sleeping stroke, so to speak. Some more WhatsApp. So if you all want to call, it's 233-1019. That's the in-studio number that's sponsored by Superior Auto. We also got the WhatsApp number, which is 324-1019. That is 324-1019. And you also got the email, which is caymancrosstalk@hurleysmedia.ky. That is caymancrosstalk@hurleysmedia.ky. Or simply go on our Facebook page and just drop me a private message. Unfortunately, I got to do a little housekeeping right now. It seems like this is not our problem. It is Facebook's problem. So write to Facebook. Tell Jeff Zuckerberg that you want $1 billion back simply because he's dropped Cayman Crosstalk this morning, and we're wondering what the issues are. We're trying to resolve that, and our tech crew is trying to get that up and running. We got a lot of messages saying that you've been down, and I just want to say I'm sorry. The live streaming on Facebook is down, but you can actually view us on Cayman 27, and you can go to our sister station Facebook, their webpage, and you can actually see us as well there. So those are some of the things, but you can still message me on Facebook. And I got 3 messages actually from Facebook. So just do that. And remember, Hurley's Media has a 5-in-1 app. And so if you're leaving your car or something of this nature, just simply go to your Google Play Store, your Apple App Store, and just type in Hurley's Media. You'll see the 5-in-1 app there. Download it. We have a wonderful cluster of 4 radio stations and our big daddy, big brother, Cayman 27 for all the great news. But the only one that matters between 7 and 10 weekdays is Rooster 101.9 FM.
More of Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and live on Cayman 27 is next.
Make the most of your morning at Burger King with Burger King's unbeatable breakfast special. 2 croissants for just $4. Take 2 bacon, egg, and cheese croissants, 2 sausage, egg, and cheese, or mix and match. Add a refreshing OJ or delicious hash browns, plus tea or coffee for a true breakfast of champions. 2 croissants for just $4, available until 10:30 weekdays and 11 a.m. on weekends. Only at Burger King, 7 Mile Beach, Waterfront, Walkers Road, Town Center Plaza, and now Red Bay.
Hey, ooh, this have a flavor with a beat. Have a dance, make you move up your feet. Feel the rhythm in the music. Turn all into new into hits and classics. Every meal make you feel like it's a new remix. It's the most delicious in the West Indies. You know what feel like this grace. Feel the vibe, can't you feel it? Grace. Delicious and nutritious. Yes. Quality when you taste it. Want affordable? Look for the label. Grace. Feel the vibe, can't you feel it? Grace. Delicious and nutritious. Yes. Quality when you taste it. Want affordable? Look for the label. Once you feel it, once you see it, once you taste it, it's real. Trust the flavor, the Caribbean grace, it's real. Caribbean grace, it's real.
We're not just the most reliable energy service in the Caribbean. Whether it's for your entertainment, lighting a path to your future, or making sure that you and your family are secure, we're there for you when it matters most. Your safety and our reliability are our top priority. We are committed to remaining the #1 utility service in the Caribbean. We are CUC.
Kafar, I got, no joke, I got about 7 now that just popped on, wanting to know when the stroke screening is taking place at Hell City, Cayman Islands. Obviously, people might be tuning in just a little later when you're saying it, but 7 of these individuals, and I hope they all take advantage of it, to be honest with you. I want you to once again reiterate what time, when, and where, because it's only 1 day only.
1 day only.
You know what?
And it's actually World Stroke Day. We'll be commemorating World Stroke Day, which is Monday, October 29th. 1 day only.
I feel like being one of those announcers in the U.S., you know, 1 day only, Monday. It's, you know, instead of everything else, because everybody just is keeping coming. It's Monday only, but
Monday, October 29th, not this Monday.
Next week.
week, Monday. So we're giving everyone ample time. And just to email us, info@healthcity.ky.
No phone calls.
No phone calls. Consultations from 10 to 3:30, Monday only, Monday, October 29th. And that's officially World Stroke Day.
And it's absolutely free. And I'm just going to put the little sweetener on top of it. Just like, and I know the doctor doesn't want me to say that, especially Dr. Ravi looking at my waistline. But here's a sweetener on top of it as well. If good Dr. Ramnish finds that there's an issue with your initial screening, he will then do a subsequent screening to make sure that everything is okay, or whether or not there is an issue, identify what it is. That second screening will also be absolutely free. That is a beautiful gift, good doctor. I don't know how to say. Honestly, thank you is not enough. It's words, but it's much more than that, sir, because I can guarantee you, like I know for certain, 3 people have given testimony that by your presence and your colleagues' presence here, that their lives have been saved because of Medical Mondays and because of the things that you all have articulated from time to time and maybe prompted them to go and get a second opinion. And to me, that is priceless. And so what you're doing this morning or next Monday is absolutely fantastic. Words of just a mere thank you are just words, but I'm not sure how much more to express to say, you know, thank you for that kind gesture, not only for an initial screening, but then a follow-up as well to make sure that someone life will be preserved, family member will be there for them in all capacities. Because I just got another WhatsApp from someone says that they actually encountered 3 people that have experienced strokes. One woke up from a sleeping stroke, as you said. He didn't really know he had a stroke right off the bat initially until, I guess, later down in the morning. Then met another person who had a stroke whilst driving, which is a scary situation as well. And also a young lady. I'm only reading what it has here. 2 years old. A young child that had a stroke at 2 years old. And so therefore it's not a discriminator of any. And so age is not really the factor that we used to think of, like, oh yeah, well, only seniors really have strokes. That's really not the case. And so if you're having any of the issues, any of the symptoms, if you suffer from hypertension, diabetes, maybe even family history, and like you said, if someone you know had a stroke at a relatively young age, go and get yourself checked out. Mitigate the risk of it happening, because you can save people nowadays. I mean, you guys are doing some phenomenal work at Health City, Cayman Islands. I mean, when you're taking brain tumors off of people that no one else wanted to touch, good doctor, and people are now living a healthy life because of it. That's brilliant, fantastic news, sir. Here it says, if I had a stroke, still suffering after effect, can I qualify for the screening if they had a stroke?
You can, because the most important thing is we need to prevent a second stroke from happening. We need to evaluate what were the risk factors which caused you to have the stroke to start with, and whether you're on the appropriate treatment vis-a-vis blood thinners, etc.
All right. So they're just opening it up for everyone and anyone. Once again, the whole entire mission and goal, and I'm just getting this. You haven't said this to me, but you just want to make sure that people's lives are saved and that you give them the quality of life that they deserve. And we now have the expertise and the specialty within Cayman like you. And like I said, honestly, doctor, maybe they should consider giving you an OBE because seriously, you're really giving back to a community and to family members that I can tell you, until you experience it, until you experience a serious health problem, you really don't know the stressors. You really don't know the financial costs and the consequences to all of these things. And for you to offer such an executive treatment in the Cayman Islands, which will cost on average, hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars to really follow up with these things, it's a beautiful gift. It truly, truly is. And to you and your colleagues at Health City Cayman Islands, me personally, I can't say thank you enough. Honestly, it's a brilliant thing. Kafara, I want you to reiterate one more time when, where, and the cost, because I like the cost.
To commemorate World Stroke Day, that's next week, Monday, October 29th, one day only, from 10 a.m. to 3:30. Health City Cayman Islands, with assistance from our neurologist, Dr. Ramnish, will be offering free consultations regarding strokes. That's going to be in his outpatient department from 10 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. No phone calls, please. If you'd like to make an appointment, info@healthcity.ky. That's info@healthcity.ky.
And got a message here saying that a young lady, as young as 31 years old as well, suffered a stroke. And here's another one that came through. It says, my family is susceptible to strokes, hypertension, diabetes, and other problems. Dr. Ramnesh is a good doctor. He took precious care of my daddy, who was paralyzed from a stroke. So those are some of the things that just came through. Good doctor. And I hope that family member there goes on Monday. In fact, you can't just show up. You have to email now before next week, Monday the 29th. Just email. Do not call them. Do not call 640-4040. It won't work. All right? I know it off the bat now when I need it. You need to email and make sure that Kafara, and that's the thing, Ms. Kafara will be the one that usually mans that particular email, and she knows it will go through as well. And I just want to say, well, we got a caller online before we end. Hello, caller. How are you this morning?
I'm good, Mr. DeCosta. How are you?
I'm very good, sir. Happy Monday morning to you.
Please, same to you. But what I'm calling to say to you, a friend of mine sent me a clip last night where the Bible is being banned. And the state of California, they have banned the Bibles. And a huge hotel in England have removed every Bible from the rooms. And Mr. DeCosta, this is a very grave situation. People today is so worried about the money that they're forgetting about their soul.
Well, I agree.
But the Bible plainly say that in the last days, this thing would happen, the Bible would be taken from you. And Mr. DeCosta, I'm telling you, this human right is the thing that is destroying the entire world. Parents can't chastise their children. Teachers can't speak to them.
Well, Mr. Powell, Mr. Powell, you can call in after Dr. Ramnesh leaves, and we can talk about this. Right now, we're just talking about, we don't want to conflate or let anybody miss the main things that are happening with Health City Cayman Islands, which is coming up Monday the 29th at Health City Cayman Islands. We want to make sure that we don't lose that message, and that all of you out there that has a family that has been susceptible to, as one of the callers said, hypertension, diabetes, all the various different issues that can lead to a stroke, make yourselves available by simply emailing info@healthcity.ky and just put your name down, and Ms. Kafar will make sure that next week, Monday, from 10 a.m. until 3, you're going to be within that category. And it's absolutely, the screenings will be free. If Dr. Romnish finds an anomaly, he will then do a follow-up screening. Graciously, absolutely free as well. And so take advantage of all of that. And we urge all of you, and men in particular, I'm calling all of you out. Many of us could be saved. Listen, women live longer than us, not because they nag us to death like you all keep WhatsApping me, but because they take their health seriously. They go, they get checked out, they go to the doctors regularly, and women are living on average 3.5, 4 years longer than males. And not just because of those issues, but because they care for themselves. Gentlemen, let's care for ourselves as well. I mean, ladies as well. Women typically just are strong and will do what they need to do for themselves and for their family units. Males, I know you work hard, and sometimes you don't want to think of these issues, but I'm begging you, do it for your family. I can tell you the after effects of losing you to any kind of a stroke that may impair your ability to move head, to be who you were, life will not be the same. If we have a serious stroke and we lose you completely, life will not be the same. So let's just give our families the one thing that we love is you. Don't let us just embrace a memory. So take advantage of it. I beg you all, my fellow males, go there and take advantage of all of these great things that are happening. Dr. Romnish, like I said, my friend, I genuinely mean it. I don't know what else to say. But sincerely, thank you for this wonderful gift that you're giving to the Cayman Islands on Monday the 29th. And Godspeed, my friend.
Thanks, Woody.
And tell good Dr. Ravi I lost 4 pounds. And coming right back up, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to be talking what is customer service with Joey Ebanks.
More of Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and live on Cayman 27 is next.
We believe that every life matters and that we are all connected. One community, one people. We believe in compassion to give dignity to those that society has let down. We strive to conquer fear, and we believe that the power to heal is a gift. This is who we are. This is what we believe. Holy Cross.
A tropical storm watch has been upgraded to a warning.
Hey, I've been tracking the storm, and it's looking really dangerous.
Yeah.
You're in a new place. You gotta prepare. No, put that down. You need canned goods, not canned
I get it.
soda and
yes,
water.
Sis,
You need plenty of water.
All right, water. Oh, God. Oh, sorry. I'm just trying to get ready for this.
Is it your first time?
Yes.
Do you need a hurricane buddy?
Please.
All right, come on. I prefer bigger bottles.
Kind of shame it took a hurricane for us to finally hang out.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hey, sis, kind of bad time.
Hey, good news. The hurricane warning's been lifted. I saw online the storm has changed direction.
Oh, so I guess you get to go back to your place now.
Where are you? That's not your apartment.
Please pick the flowers.
Bye, neighbor.
We're not just the most reliable energy service in the Caribbean. Whether it's for your entertainment, lighting a path to your future, or making sure that you and your family are secure. We're there for you when it matters most. Your safety and our reliability are our top priority. We are committed to remaining the #1 utility service in the Caribbean. We are CUC.
Reshma Raghunath. Preparations are underway to welcome Cayman's new governor, Martin Keith Roper. Mr. Roper is expected on island on October 29th. His appointment was announced Friday by the governor's office. He will serve an initial term of 6 to 8 months. Mr. Roper replaces former Governor Anwar Chowdhury, who was removed from office after an FCO investigation into unspecified allegations made against him. One person is treated for minor injuries following a two-vehicle collision in Savannah Sunday morning. The incident happened around 9:45 near Pedro Castle Road. Police say 3 people were involved in the incident. One person was transported to the hospital with minor injuries. The incident caused traffic delays heading into and out of the Eastern Districts. The Department of Environmental Health says a quarry fire that has been smoldering for the last 3 weeks has finally been extinguished in the Peace Bay area. An abatement notice was served on the quarry owner following a complaint from a member of the public who called for the smoke to stop and the area to be cleared and fenced off. The fire services says the smoke never posed a risk to residents in the surrounding areas like Lake Destiny Drive. They say both the fire services and the DEA routinely checked homes to assess if any smoke from the fire had reached the area. That's it from the Cayman 27 newsroom for now. Do remember to tune in at 6 for a full newscast. I'm Reshma Raghunath. Have a great Monday and a productive week.
Be a part of the conversation on Cayman Crosstalk by calling the Superior Auto Hotline, 233-1019, or message us on the Cayman Crosstalk Facebook page. Now, back to Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on Cayman 27.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much. And it's a pleasure to invite into the studios, no stranger to this particular microphone as well, Mr. Joey Ebanks.
Hi.
Welcome back to the studio, sir. But
Hi.
you're in a different capacity now.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me as well. It's good to be here.
Well, honestly, I want you to tell us, seriously, and this is no exaggeration, and this is not making it up. It was kind of surprising because we were trying to find reorganize a spot from last week and really didn't announce it until Friday when we were doing the promo. But we got over the weekend several emails talking about how poor customer service is in Cayman.
Yes.
And that Cayman really doesn't know what customer service is. And that was on the retail component aspect of it. Internally, we also have some conversations going on from an issue happened some time back in terms of, for example, F&B servers as well, customer service on that end. And then the expectation that I got to pay a gratuity right off the bat. Yeah. And you give me poor service, but yet I must compliment you and give you gratis for that service. That's like somebody spitting in your face and going, oh, thank you. Do it again. Kind of a scenario. But I want you to talk to us, sir. What is customer service?
Well, one of the things I'd say first and foremost is that I actually started this company because the service was so bad. It was so clear to me that everywhere I went, the service was really bad. And
I'm not the only one then.
No, I think it's because of several factors that we're not looking at. And one is we have 135 different nationalities in a population of 60,000 people. So what does those 135 different cultures bring? They bring different religion, different cultures, dress codes,
different way of just vernacular speaking.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And so what we have now is in addition to that, we also have the age differences within the workplace. So we still have people in their 60s working as well as 18-year-olds entering the workplace and everybody in between. So we not only have the diversity with cultures, but we have it with age. And so managers have a compounded problem. Really bad customer service tells me that organization has really bad managers, unequipped managers. They've promoted people to a level and they don't understand the structure and they haven't built their team. Let me just say this for everyone to understand. Great teams create great customer service, but great customer service does not create great teams. But if you get a bad team, it'll destroy your customer service.
Right away.
Right away. Because the internal conflicts are then the customers impact that. They're drawn into it by unhappy employees. So first and foremost is to get your employees and get the internal customer service and train your managers. Managers have to be trained. Managers need to understand that their role is not to do work. Their role is to manage resources, use people, use space, use budgets, use products, manage people, keep them happy. Build into those management systems, benefits, make sure employees feel good about coming to work. So, in fact, one of my modules for customer service is how to wake up every day and win.
I like that one.
Because it equips you and gives you ways, not just that I use, but CEOs, successful CEOs around the world are using it in order to get up, leave your house, and go into work, ready to work and ready to win. And when you're going with that attitude, what you're doing is that attitude becomes contagious. So people around you want that attitude. But if your managers are walking in and they're depressed, they have issues, then they're going to pass those issues and that depression onto your team. And your team will then engage your customers, and your customers will feel the brunt of that. Here's one of the things I did in the past when I ran a customer service center. I would walk around to my girls every single morning. They all had young children, and I would check in with them. And if they had the baby sick that night, it's best for them to go home. They're not going to be with you today. They're not going to be able to provide a
Mentally, they're not with you. No, they're checked out.
They're checked out. They're worried about their child.
Yeah.
So why would you keep them there? Send them home. Let them go home and take care of the child. People thought at the time that was a mistake and it was going to be abused. Those young women actually protected that policy because it was valuable to them.
Yeah, they knew they probably couldn't pick it up anywhere else.
That's right. And they also knew if they abused it and I found out, I would end it.
Yeah.
But they got that comfort in knowing that if their child was sick, they were going to be able to go home, get paid, take care of their child. Here's the other thing. They performed that even more because of that little benefit. But here's where I started with that. I didn't want that worried mom, that checked out mom, engaging my customers because my customers were already coming in and they were already at a high stress level because of the place that I worked, that I'm talking about. So,
yeah, they usually have to pay a lot of money.
That's right. And I didn't want to get into that, but yeah, you usually have to pay a lot of money. So they were already upset.
Right.
Here's the other thing I think people miss with customer service. And we talk about the customer's always right, but you have to agree with a customer in order to calm them. Yeah. And so one of the modules that I teach is emotional intelligence. And what I teach with that is how to identify emotions within people and within yourself and how to manage those emotions. Not just yours, but manage theirs. Customer service is really about controlling the customer, making them not just happy, but making them leave happy and satisfied, that he goes out and talks positively about you. And he wants to come back, right?
So personal testimony is the number one, telltale.
Yes.
When you're doing well is somebody goes out and do a personal testimony. So, you know what, Joey perform excellent customer service.
Yes.
Someone is going to feel that because that's how we all do. Yes. If you just look at life in general, we typically don't read a whole lot. This is one of a few that would read. But if Joey said it, and he said it with passion and conviction, oh, that's gospel.
Yes, it is. Yeah. So here's the other thing that you and I spoke briefly before we came on the air that I want to warn managers and business owners and CEOs and executives about. Social media and a smartphone can wipe you out, okay? If a customer comes in and witnesses bad customer service and turns on their camera and starts to record it and post it, you have a serious problem on your hands. So your staff need to be taught that, look, this is a reality of today. This smartphone can wipe you out. To the employees, I'll say this to them. The smartphone can cost you your job. So be careful how you conduct yourself with your employees, your employers, customers, because if they record you and post it, there's a high likelihood that you're going to be terminated. So customer service in general has to be that people want to serve. And I think as well, this is part of the problem. Some people don't think that service is, in fact, that glamorous position. It doesn't matter what you do in life. I don't care what your profession is. I don't care what your academic qualifications are. I don't care what your economic position is. You're going to serve. Mm-hmm. You're going to sell and serve all the time. That's life.
Correct.
It's life. It's the way life is. So we need to embrace it and see it as opportunities to grow companies. And again, That has to be a component too. You have to want to really build your company. And you have got to implement that as part of the culture of your organization. Burger King is not a fast food joint. Burger King is a global company. So employees need to see Burger King for what it is. It's a global company. It's not just a fast food joint in the corner, but has become global. So is McDonald's. So the opportunities within these organizations is astronomical. Don't think you're flipping burgers. You can start out flipping burgers and you can work your way up in these organizations. And if you go into a business with that mentality, you're going to look out for it. Okay? You're not just looking out for your job. You're wanting to see the organization grow and grow. You want, when you leave, you retire, the organization is better than when you came in. And that has to be built into cultures in order to get great customer service.
Well, I got to take a break right now, but honestly, when we come back, I want you to break that down, because some people out there right now, Joey, may be thinking, I have employees. I try to treat them well, but the ethos of what Joey's talking about is far as an arm's length away. Yeah. How do I get that? And I want you to talk about your company, how you can get that, and what you do as well, but how they can, little pointers that they can make sure that you have, no matter what end of the spectrum, every employee wants to fight for the company and fight that it's going to stay alive.
Absolutely.
We'll be right back after this little short break. And I just want to say to everyone, welcome to Joey Banks.
More of Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and live on Cayman 27 is next.
Cayman National Have you heard? They have new daily meal deals at Popeyes. A different meal with side every day of the week for the same price of just $3.99. Monday is chicken soup with rice. Tuesday for the chicken bowl. 2 tenders on Wednesday. A loaded chicken wrap on Thursday. It's all about that shrimp on Friday. Chicken nuggets to start the weekend. And the mixed 2-piece to finish.
The new daily meal deals from Popeyes. A different meal every day, served with the world famous best dressed chicken for only $3.99. Only at Popeyes, Louisiana Kitchen on Eastern Avenue.
Eclipse Hair Design and Day Spa presents Beautiful You every second and last Thursday of the month. The beauty experts will draw from experience and share tips for personal beauty care, how to have healthy hair and glowing skin, flawless makeup application, and the latest trends and style tips. Watch Cayman 27 every second and last Thursday of the month for Beautiful You. Brought to you by Eclipse Hair Design and Day Spa.
3 of the finest liquor stores on island are located on West Bay Road on beautiful 7 Mile Beach. Tortuga Fine Wines and Spirits, Governors Square, the greenery near the Strand, and 7 Mile Shops Plaza. Tortuga Fine Wines and Spirits boasts the widest selection and even offers free wine and spirit tastings at all 7 Mile Beach locations every Friday from 5 till 7 p.m. Family owned and operated since 1984.
Premier League is back. Sign up for the Sports Pack today and fuel your passion for football. Sports is life, only on Flow.
Jamal Clark with the National Weather Service. Thank you very much. And all of your crew as well. Today, you're going to have a high of 85 with this. The real fuel temperature may hover around about 93 degrees. You're going to have a 40% chance of experiencing some showers today, but they're going to be brief in passing. Synopsis for the daylight hours is as follows. Partly sunny with a shower in areas, but it's going to be nice and breezy. It's going to be breezy because your winds are going to be coming at you from the east-northeast at 15 miles per hour with an occasional gust about 21. They say that's going to translate to 3 to 5 foot sea heights. That same easterly direction is going to continue, but drop down to about 12 miles per hour tonight. That's going to cool your surface temperatures down to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. With the real fuel temperature, they say the heat index may hover and feel like 87 degrees. Tonight, you're going to have a 25% chance of experiencing some showers. but it's going to be brief in passing. But primarily, synopsis for the nighttime is going to be mainly clear and beautiful. Sunrise this morning was 2 minutes later than Friday, which is at 6:22. Your sunset will be at 5:58. You got 11 hours and 36 minutes of beautiful tropical sun to enjoy. You have a similar weather forecast pattern straight through until Thursday morning. Join us back with customer service exec and trainer, Mr. Joey Ebanks.
Be a part of the conversation on Cayman Crosstalk by calling the Superior Auto Hotline, 233-1019, or message us on the Cayman Crosstalk Facebook page. Now, back to Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on Cayman 27.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for tuning in. Let us be part of your morning part today. I'm here this morning and joined by Mr. Joey Ebanks. And Joey, we're talking about customer service. What is it? But I want you to talk to us about your company first and foremost. You know, what's your company and what necessity of it? Because frankly, Joey, we're living in Cayman Islands. You need me more than I need you.
Absolutely.
Kind of a scenario. And no, that's what a lot of businesses think. You know, like, where you going to go?
Yeah.
You know? But what's the name of your company, and tell us why?
In fact, that's a really big mistake they make with it, because online shopping has never been higher.
Yep.
So you need the people on the ground. But my company is about coming into organizations. I take a look at their mission statement. I talk with their CEOs, their executives, or whoever's in charge of their staff, and then I lay out my modules. I get feedback from them. I take feedback from them because I use the modules differently with a different setting. So when I'm actually conducting training for managers and executives, the language changes from the language I use with frontline employees. Even though I may use the same module, the language is different.
Yeah.
For example, I have a training module called the Wow Factor in customer service, and Wow Factor has been around for many years. And so all I've done is tailored it to Cayman and within organizations and talk about how you can use this. But the thing that we must be mindful of in all of what's going on, this great economy that we're enjoying right now, is that we have something called Cayman Kind. And Cayman Kind has slipped away and is no longer in organizations the way it used to be. And it's because we have this multicultural presence here. And we need to bring these different cultures together under one culture within organizations that the organization can thrive. We want to see these organizations having success after success after success. And again, that comes down to leadership and managers in the middle controlling the resources. So one of the things that I teach executives and managers to do is look at your staff from this perspective. When you took this role, here's really what you took on. You agreed that you were going to be responsible not just for that staff member, but for their children and their spouse, because you need to make sure that you keep them motivated to stay in this job. Without this job, there's food off the table for them. A source of income has disappeared for that family. So this is not just a glamorous role, but it has a lot of responsibility with it. So how do you do that? You make sure that you have regular performance appraisal engagements. When you see, here's one of the things I did in the past. I would take, and if an employee was doing really well, or not, or struggling, just get I got some personal greeting cards made up for myself. And I would send a card home to their child by the employee, just saying to the child, hey, your mom plays a major role in my department. And I'm so thankful that you loaned her to me on a daily basis. That made the employee feel good. And the child felt that their mother was making a contribution, or their father was making a contribution to where they work. And so the other thing was, whenever I saw them out, to make sure I engaged them, to make sure I reached out to them so that they saw I was friendly and that their family meant something to me. Managers and executives have got to adopt this role. They have to understand that their success is not possible without those frontline staff members. So you have got to keep them motivated, and you've got to take ownership for their development. So when you're doing performance appraisals, for example, you've got to be truthful. One of the things that happens too often in organizations is that you get this halo effect where managers just don't want to tell the truth. They don't want to confront the negativity. So they keep scoring their employees high. what happens is when that manager leaves or moves on to a higher role and a new manager comes in, that new manager is out for success. And if that employee is not performing, he's going to either fire him or transfer him. The employee, on the other hand, doesn't understand why. So you have to be truthful because the previous manager was consistently saying that they were doing a great job. And in fact, they weren't. So you need to confront it. You need to make sure that they get brought up to speed. Because in this flows out great customer service. The more an employee performs, the better the performance the customer service gets. And look, some of this is simple things like buying them a book to read so that they're continuous learners. Because then the language that they use with your customers is constantly current. Not old, but they're being taught new stuff, introduced to new things. I believe everybody should read a book a week, a book a month, right? You should set aside time just to read. And successful people read about 50, 52 books a year. And so there's some great authors out there, great people who are writing some fantastic stuff that we can read and learn. So customer service, what it is, it starts at the top. It's internal. It's how that CEO deals with his executives and how they deal with their managers and the managers with the frontline staff. That internal customer service has to include staff development. In the staff development, you're going to have those benefits built in. And because of the culture you're creating in that organization, customer services are going to flow out of it. You see, I can sit down and I can teach someone how to answer the phone with a smile, how to write body language, how to pretend. But if the culture is bad, it's not going to last. It's going to be so cyclical that it's going to damage you. To get world-class customer service, you have got to get the world-class customer service culture mindset within your organization. And through the modules that I've created, I can teach you how to do that. And of course, with past experience, because I've had a lot of experience in customer service. I love customers. I love serving people. I love the wow factor. I love when I can engage a customer, they can leave happy and laughing. Then I know I did my job.
Well, thinking about that, Joey, I with your company Dream Big, the thing that a lot of people fail and to realize too is that when you look at customers and when you look at the ethos of people, how do you train? And that's the thing. I mean, maybe managers simply don't know what to do or how to do it. And then the frontline employee simply just is winging it as much as possible.
That's right.
And how do then upper level management make sure that those that are human resource managers, so to speak, or even customer service managers are doing their job correctly? And I think that is one of the key components that executives need to pay attention to.
Yes.
Is not only just looking at the performance evaluation aspect of it, because people want, I keep saying this to people, and, I had the blessing of having a business for 22 years. I keep saying, if I put, and I used to say this to my employees, no matter if they were making beds or if they were outside doing maintenance work, I wouldn't be able to make money or sell a product without them.
That's right.
And so you can have on the desk a clasp from a nice bracelet, gold clasp. People may look at it. No one will probably pay attention or take that clasp off because it's simply just one little bit of clasp. It may be 24 karat gold, but it's just a clasp.
Yes.
But each one of those components, each one of those staff members is that link. And if I keep on adding a link to that, I'm going to have a beautiful bracelet.
Yes, you will.
I might be the clasp, but the clasp is no good without the links that are within there.
Yes.
And if I left that bracelet on the counter, what do you think going to happen? Somebody's going to swipe it.
That's right.
Somebody's going to want to emulate it or take it.
That's right.
And that's where, to me, where people and encouraging people need to be. And I think a lot of people don't know that. And you can train them with Dream Big International.
Absolutely.
We got some callers on the line.
Okay.
Good morning, caller. How are you this morning? Hello? All right. Didn't hold on. Good morning, caller. Hello? If you want to call and speak to Joey, it's 233-1019, 233-1019, or simply WhatsApp me, which is 234-1019, or go on our Facebook page, which is up and running again. I want to sincerely thank my wonderful technical crew for that as well, so you can actually post there. I got a couple of emails that came through with that as well, Joey. They're simply saying, here's one question that came through on the WhatsApp email. It says customer service. Why do you need customer service in the Cayman Islands? Because people seem to think that you need them instead of them needing you, because you have such a captive audience. I mean, I said that before, but someone has said it again.
Yeah.
And it seems like that seems to be a pervasive problem.
You see, I don't think it's that mentality that they feel that people need them. I think it's because they just don't get it. They don't understand business. They don't understand that customer service is actually as much a component to your business as the pasta, as the steak, as the tires that you sell, as the oil change that you do. So because there's so much competition here within a small customer base, customer service is that thing that is going to give you the edge, that is going to get customers not only talking positively about you, but keep coming back and coming back again and again. Because people have cars. They need to service those cars. So how is a garage supposed to do that? Just drop your car off, don't speak to the customer. When you engage that customer, especially women, let me use women who drive cars and garages, right? When that garage sees a woman coming in with a car, the first thing they should do is seek to engage them in a learning way so that they get comfort knowing that the garage is actually being vulnerable. They're being vulnerable and saying, here's what we're going to do, here's the cost, and be very clear on the cost. If they continue to do work and they find other problems, they should contact a customer right away, okay? If they go ahead and do work with an additional cost, they should add that to the invoice as a discounted item. Not go ahead and charge that customer because you found some other stuff. You have got to tell the customer, this is what we're going to do. This is what it's going to cost, and be firm on that. So you need to know your business well enough to know this is what it's going to cost us to do an oil changer. Simple, straightforward service of a vehicle cost this. Here's what we do. I had it with my garage, and I was told the price was going to be $65. And then I had one bulb changed in addition to the service, and I ended up with an invoice for $200. And I said, how did $65 turn into $200? And what the owner then stepped out, and he said, oh no, take this off. And they had done additional stuff, and they had added in additional costs that I didn't agree on. I just wanted the oil change. That's it. So part of the customer service has to be that employees understand that. Look, I want an oil change. This is what you agreed, and this is what the price has to be. And you've got to do that in a way that is friendly as well.
Yep.
So businesses in Cayman, I think, miss that. They're so busy trying to make money. You know why they're so busy making money? Because it's very competitive. Businesses in Cayman are very competitive, but they're missing out on the customer service end of it because they don't see the value. They believe, they're convinced that they can hustle themselves into the black. You can't. You're going to lose this customer base because this customer base is so connected and so close. It's going to talk badly about you. So businesses need to understand that customer service is a matter of making or breaking them. It doesn't matter if they're a bank. Doesn't matter what they do. Even the civil service today with the deputy governor, he's after getting the civil service, customer service up to a higher level. And he's taking it on as something, as a priority. So that when you look at the civil service and the deputy governor feeling that, hey, this is a priority for us, that's a clear indication of how important customer service is, because the government is a monopoly. Take it or leave it, right? But he's taking a different view. His view is, no. We want to provide high-quality customer service. We want to meet our social requirements, our government civil service requirements, but we want to do so in a friendly manner as well. And businesses, I hear people saying, they say, take it or leave it. You either have to come to me. We don't. People don't. People can go online and shop online. People can ship cheaply now. Amazon.com is huge, for sales. Even restaurants in Cayman, there's so many restaurants, and the food is good. So people don't have to go to the same places all the time. Customer service is the key, and that customer service begins and ends with the culture of that organization. The leaders, the managers, and the culture they create for their staff to be able to engage customers in a meaningful manner, wanting to win, wanting that customer to come back, wanting that customer to speak well of them on social media, and in their family.
I tell you the truth. and I just don't say this flippantly, and I don't say this just simply because they're a sponsor of the show. But Superior Auto is that they must have taken your course. And I say the reason why is because exactly what you described is what, Superior Auto does. You go for an oil change, and if they see something else wrong, for example, they note that underneath they say, well, your CV boot is broken.
Right.
Or there's a damage to it. They will contact you and say, look, this can wait for a little longer.
Yeah.
But here we just want to let you know
right.
if you would like it, we will do it. And that's why I say to everyone, if you want a fair garage that you can go to, that the pricing is exactly what you were told that it's going to be. There's no variance that all of a sudden you have a conniption fit once you get the price coming back. Superior Auto is the place to be, and they're located, ladies and gentlemen, on Seymour Drive. And you can call 233-1019, and it's sponsored by Superior Auto. Hello, caller. Are you there? Hello. Thank you for calling Superior Auto Hotline. Hello, caller. Hello, caller.
The radio's on.
All right. I can't bother to play with that. If you want to call back, 233-1019, 233-1019, or 324-1019. That is the WhatsApp number as well. We're going to take a little quick break right now, but we're going to come back with Mr. Joey Banks of Dream Big International Consulting.
The opinions expressed by Cayman Crosstalk, its hosts, callers, or guests are not those of Hurley's Media or its sponsors.
Here are your latest news headlines from the Cayman 27 News Team on Rooster 101's Cayman Crosstalk. Now, here's the news.
Good day, it's time for Monday's headlines from the Cayman 27 newsroom. I'm Reshma Raghunath. Preparations are underway to welcome Cayman's new governor, Martin Keith Roper. Mr. Roper is expected on island on October 29th. His appointment was announced Friday by the governor's office. He will serve an initial term of 6 to 8 months. Mr. Roper replaces former Governor Anwar Chowdhury, who was removed from office after an FCO investigation into unspecified allegations made against him. One person is treated for minor injuries following a two-vehicle collision in Savannah Sunday morning. The incident happened around 9:45 near Pedro Castle Road. Police say 3 people were involved in the incident. One person was transported to the hospital with minor injuries. The incident caused traffic delays heading into and out of the Eastern Districts. The Department of Environmental Health says a quarry fire that has been smoldering for the last 3 weeks has finally been extinguished in the Peace Bay area. An abatement notice was served on the quarry owner following a complaint from a member of the public who called for the smoke to stop and the area to be cleared and fenced off. The fire services says the smoke never posed a risk to residents in the surrounding areas like Lake Destiny Drive. They say both the fire services and the DEA routinely checked homes to assess if any smoke from the fire had reached the area. That's it from the Cayman 27 newsroom for now. Do remember to tune in at 6 for a full newscast. I'm Reshma Raghunath. Have a great Monday and a productive week.
Be a part of the conversation on Cayman Crosstalk by calling the Superior Auto Hotline, 233-1019, or message us on the Cayman Crosstalk Facebook page. Now, back to Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on Cayman 27.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, happy Monday to all of you. Hope that you're having a great day so far. Thank you all very much. It would be remiss of me not to simply say to all of you, thank you for tuning in to Cayman Crosstalk on TV. I know that I'm number one. Yes, I need to find a razor. But to all of you for tuning in, it would be remiss of me not to say to my wonderful listeners and viewers, thank you very much on a daily basis for tuning in. Just like this morning, I'm joined today by the owner of Dream Big International Consulting, and that's Mr. Joey Banks. And Joey's here talking about customer service. And to him, it's a passion. And we're talking about what it means to grow your business and wake up in the morning having the mindset of winning. But
That's
not just winning, but winning big.
Yes.
And how you can do that as well. And Joey, we got a caller online. Good morning, caller. Thank you very much for calling the in-studio number sponsored by Superior Auto, 233-1019. Hello, caller.
Good morning. Am I on?
Yes, sir, you are.
Morning to you, good friend of my good friend Joey, Mr. Hyde here on the break.
Morning.
And Woody as well. I decided to catch in on this because it's very important. I started very young to be working for AL Tom for 13 and a half years, and then I went to another job after that, Hampstead. But I agree with you, Joey, because one of the things that I got promoted for, because I knew most of the stuff that was there, and I got promoted from just a regular fellow working in the shop to floor manager. The reason for that, because I knew most of the stuff, and I could help out in most of the department. That was one. Two, I had a gentleman to say, if you went into A.L. Thompson's shop and Edmund told you that they didn't have it, he said they could walk out with this. In other words, that was settled. They didn't have to ask another customer if that was right or not.
That's right.
The reason I say that is because I would say, sir or mom, whatever the kid may have been, let me just check to see if I do. That would put me in a position, putting them in a position that I done just say, no, we don't have it. And I found that to be very important in my role of being just a servant.
That's right.
And the company. That's number one. Number two, whatever I was told to do, I did. I did it with the best ability that I had, and so it grew and grew and grew to where when I left A.L. Thompson, I was receiving manager.
Yes.
And I left there, and I went with Hampstead, which was at that time a fairly good raise at the time. The first thing he did to me, it took me to Tampa, made me spend a week or a week and a half, I think, down there, training me how to do certain things that needed to be done on the job that I was taking over.
Right.
So that is very important.
That
as
is.
well.
It is.
And then the other one was his commitment to me that every February of each year I was there, that was a raise that he said that he would give his employees on a regular basis. So all of these things put together. But I noticed it now on the Cayman Island itself, because you are Caymanian, and I'm speaking of myself as one, to another Caymanian, feel like you can do better than I can. And so sometimes that's why I see some of the Cayman people going to maybe another boss rather than another one. But Joe, you got everything down packed right there. You need that communication so that, I mean, I got my own company now, and I hopefully that is going well. I mean, every time that I go to somebody's place, I say, what a fantastic job the guys have done. Right. And we have a lot of people that not my, because, you know, I got my own family there.
Yes.
But other ones, and say it's a fantastic job, a good job, so forth and so on. Sometimes you get a delay because that happens as well. But be truthful to them as much as you can, and then take it from there. I had an incident with a big company. I wouldn't call the name, but I took my car there, my truck there. I said to them, I believe this thing might have happened because one of my grandchildren played around and they fooled around, and I believe I got water in the tank, and I told them I believe that what was happening. Now, I put that in and told them about it, and they gave me back the truck. I had it on the road for one day, and it broke down. I had to take it back. Did you do what I told you that I think might have happened? That didn't conspire. They done it afterwards. But going back to that kind of a performance should have been the first thing you do. Whatever the customer thinks that is happening, you do it, and then if that not, then you take it from there.
That's right.
And the other one is, I had a lot of complaints about garages. I found this, just like you said, Woody, I found this a nickel giant or whatever it is on the and I use the one that you're talking about too. I use them, and they say, I found this. Can we do this while we're here? So forth and so on. So that is important as well. So I just want to tell you, you're really on the target this morning, and Joey, I'm glad to see you back on the road again. It's been years I haven't seen you, heard from you, or whatever. But
that's true.
I'm doing well up the side.
Praise
There's
God.
still a little piece of paradise left and it's up here on the black.
All right, okay.
So I invite you guys to come up, and I got extra room if you need it.
Okay.
It's here, okay?
Okay.
Be
Thank
careful
you.
what you wish for.
Yeah. I want to touch on a few things that Mr. Hyde said, though, because he hit one of the things that you and I were talking about during the break, the servant culture, right? And again, I have to keep introducing Cayman Kind, because Cayman Kind is what the tourism brand is around. And Cayman Kind has to exist not just in the tourism advertising, not just in the hotels, but it has to exist in every single business in Cayman, regardless of whether it's goods or services, so that people understand the importance of branding this country as one. But I want to speak for a few minutes to the employees now. I spoke to managers, and I spoke about the executive and the leadership before, but I want to talk to the employees a little bit.
Well, I want you to hold on to that. We're going to talk about that. I got to take a break, and we got to be good customers and customer service here to our wonderful vendors that are here as well. And I would say to all of you, go out and support our wonderful vendors. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be on.
More of Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and live on Cayman 27 is next.
Burger King's epic 2 for
flavor with a beat. Black thing now move up him dancing feet. We dance them flavor with a beat. Whole heap of sauce, yeah, we acting on the street. Young middle age or old, move your feet. When bass if we dance, everybody have to do it.
Grace, feel the vibe, can't you feel it? Grace, delicious, so nutritious. Yes, quality when you taste it. Want affordable? Look for the label.
Flavor we are free because the spice is flaring. Flavor with a beat, no other brand than near we.
One taste and you know Grace is real.
Champion House Restaurant, serving Cayman for over 30 years. Start your day off right with our breakfast, fruits, pastries, hot cereals, entree, and so much more. Stop by for lunch. Our buffet offers salad, soup, entrees, and desserts. Check out our website for details on our new dinner menu. And don't forget about catering. We can customize any menu to suit your needs. Champion House Restaurant, where the islanders dine.
He's here and the company is here. If you need any kind of customer service help or assistance in any way whatsoever, contact Dream Big. We're going to be giving you some of those contact details right at the very end of the show as well and throughout. If you want to have this next quarter be the best quarter of your life, allow bringing the whole entire team in to make sure that works as well. And Joey, you were touching on that one of the most important components is our frontline staff.
Yes, it is.
And you were touching on that, and you were going to talk to them. Talk to us about that.
Here's one of the things I want to say to the employees of organizations, those on the front line, those servers, those customer service reps, regardless of where you are in an organization. When you're engaging customers, you have to see every single engagement as an opportunity for you. Hey, let me give you some of my past. When I first started at customer service within CUC, one of the things I used to do was I used to go to Hampstead, buy those tags that say, hello, my name is, and leave this with the space and write Joey in there. And I used to attend the chamber business after hours and walk around and just shake hands and say, hey, my name is Joey Banks. If you have an issue with CUC, give me a call. And so what I did was I built a network. But even not fully understanding what I was doing, I was also increasing my stock value, my personal stock value, because here were accountants and lawyers and executives from other companies saying, wow, this kid's customer service is at such a high level. They began to tell the executive at CUC about me and to say, hey, you got a great employee. He's out there for you. He's a champion. And so the feedback came back. Employees need to understand that you're going to get a 2-4 when you do this. When you do this, you're going to build a great network. If you're working in a supermarket, here's what I guarantee you. You need a bank at some point in your life. If you do this and you engage customers, and those customers that you're engaging, you're going to engage in a very positive way people who work in banks. When you come in, they're going to watch out for you because you watched out for them. Customer service is contagious. When you give a customer great customer service in their business, when they see you, they're going to reciprocate. They're going to want to offer you precisely what you gave them, good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So when you engage customers, the frontline employees need to understand that there comes a point in time in your own thoughts, in your mind, that you understand this. This can't be about the business all the time. This also has to be about you and what you're doing to increase your stock value. Mr. Hydes gave us a really great testimony when he said, he was at A.L. Thompson. His customer service was so high, Hampstead stole him and took him over, and they trained him and they developed him, right? Employees need to understand that. That's what you're getting. When you engage customers at a high level, you use your name. Hi, this is my name. Thank you for coming here. Thank you for shopping here. Thank you for eating here, wherever it is. Thank you for having your car service with us. And they then get spoken of in other groups and pockets, and their stock value goes up. Their network grows to where they're now being talked about in a very positive way. You can get job offers. People will hate hunt you because customer service in Cayman is so bad right now that people will hate hunt great customer service agents in order to position their company in a place where they can gain that advantage. Mm-hmm. Here's the other thing that companies need to understand. You can fail in a great economy, Mm-hmm. Companies fail in great economies because the customer service is so bad. And there's so much competition. And there are people out there willing to go the extra mile to make sure the customer service is at a high level. So one of the things that Mr. Hydes touched on was that servant culture. And the training. Organizations need to also understand that training has to be continuous for your employees to feel like you're investing in them continuously and to keep them motivated.
Yep. We got a caller online, but I have a similar testimony to Mr. Hydes as well. Hello, caller. How are you this morning? Hello, caller. All right. Didn't hold on. But Joey, I want to take this. We actually got a few more minutes. But my testimony is very similar, and I keep telling people it as well. It's a servant attitude. For 11 years of my business, I didn't have a business card. None.
Yes.
None whatsoever. It started off with one client, serviced the heck out of that client. 24 hours a day was like my mother.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I couldn't do nothing no more. They would meet on the golf course, and I'd get people coming looking for me, calling me, giving me business. And, God bless me at one particular point to have the largest property management company, my wife and I, in the Cayman Islands, where we had over 1 million square feet that we were managing, well over 500 units. And on some of the biggest units as well on 7 Mile Beach, sold the first one to break $3 million mark in sales. And all of that came from just personal testimony.
That's right.
People calling saying, I heard about you. Yes. Can you come and check us out? Yeah. Can you look at our Strata Corporation? Yes. Can you help restructure? And those are the things, I don't care where you are, whether or not you're serving food or you're serving fiduciary bonds.
That's right.
It all comes back down to the servant attitude, and you're always going to be looking for somebody. And I keep telling people this. Even the premier of this Cayman Islands,
that's right,
is still serving each one of these people. Yeah. He should be.
Yes.
And without good customer service, you don't get reelected.
That's right.
And that's just some of the things that it's just there. But sometimes when your term is up, you don't care about customer service. But Joey, what if a person is listening right now? I was looking at your modules, and they're quite impressive.
Thank you.
And I think a lot of people want their front-end employees to really have that winning attitude. Give us a brief synopsis, because I want to break down the various different modules. Again, I like how you approach it as well.
Sure.
You have frontline employees. Mm-hmm. Then you also hit the middle management, the supervisors and so forth. And then you also got one for managers and executives as well, because frankly, it all boils down to how well, as my dear co-host, former co-host Barry Quappi used to say, the street level bureaucrat, how they deal with somebody, because they eventually it not only trickles down, but it goes back up to the top. Pressure bust pipes.
Yeah. So one of the things that I've done is I've actually had as clients banks, a small tourism company, and I'm actually doing Hurley's Supermarket right now.
Brilliant.
So I've been there for a couple of months and working. But the way this works is that when the executives come in with the managers to some of these training modules, what we're actually doing is those executives are actually confirming this is the new direction we're going in. This is what we expect. What that does is it creates instant culture change because people begin to switch their thoughts. And then as I go through the training, it allows them some tools to use and then to use it on a daily basis. What it also does, because I'm doing every level, I'm introducing new language into the organization on a daily basis. So when they meet the next day, when they're talking, they're introducing that language. And what happens is naturally we get organizational knowledge sharing. When you get organizational knowledge sharing, the training takes effect even faster, and it grows, and more people begin to feel good about how they're performing, where they're going. But there's something in it for everyone. So I break it out with the frontline staff, the supervisors, managers, and executive that can come in and out of sessions and fully aware of what's going on. So part of it is, personal SWOT, for example, is where I'm insisting in showing the employees that you need to build a network, and you have to identify what your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats are within this organization. And you need to be able to manage those weaknesses and those threats so that you can make a contribution. And you want to leverage your strengths and your take advantage of your opportunities. So in that module, it's very personal. It becomes very personal where I wake the employee up to saying, hey, I heard all the complaints. I hear where you are, but let's take a look at you. What are you adding to this organization? How are you a harm? How are you a threat to it? Where are your strengths and where are your strengths, and where do you see opportunities for you in here? Because if you don't see opportunities, maybe you need to start talking and considering exiting. Because if you don't see where you can grow in here, you can harm. And so we need to have a very candid discussion about where you're going to go. And so from there, we develop some opportunities for them. They can develop on their own. And they can also start to look and have those discussions in their performance appraisals to talk about, hey, here's the additional training I need to take advantage of these opportunities, because here's how I'm going to help this organization if you let me have this. And so they come alive, so to speak.
Well, I think it's a good thing, because when I was looking at it, to your point, a lot of people sometimes when they're in the front line, they feel like, well, all right, let's just lay the foundation fair. Usually some people at the frontline service don't get paid the greatest amount of money. And because of that, they probably don't have the greatest schooling background behind them. So they're almost relegated and pigeonholed into where they're at. And because of that, a lot of times they don't have no self-worth.
Yeah.
They feel, well, this is all I can get, and who gives a crap? I'm just barely making minimum wage. I'm just here to just pay off some bills. I'm looking for the next step possible. And sometimes they're so, got blinders on.
Yeah.
Because they're so angry at maybe the situation that they're in.
Absolutely.
That they don't see their strengths.
Yes.
And they don't see the opportunities that are in front of them, that a SWOT analysis. And for those that don't understand, SWOT analysis is an acronym for strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats against yourself.
Yeah.
And that you can empower them, that they can move from that frontline aspect of it. Don't care whether or not you failed high school or you didn't graduate high school or all you have is a high school diploma. But because if you become a valuable asset by identifying your strengths, the supervisors and owners of that will want to hone that and want to grab that in.
Yes.
Because I certainly believe, in it's a biblical concept to me.
It is. It is. And
when I looked at, in the latter part of Genesis, when all of the, Jacob could have simply just died and just left everything for his sons, but he identified each one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Here's your blessing.
Yeah.
Here's your blessing. Here's your blessing. Here's your blessing. Each one of them had a blessing. And I keep saying that in life. Each one of us is crucial to the next one in this life. And, it is one of those things that, to me, we don't understand that as human beings. And I like to try to bring that out. And I'm glad that you're doing that as one of your first things, because, one, I want people to understand their worth.
Yes.
Because each one of us play a crucial role in our lives.
Absolutely.
Become a specialist in your life.
Yes.
Once you become a specialist, Joey can't do without you.
No.
If he's a manager or an owner, Joey wants that specialist in his life.
Yes.
Just like if I go to Superior Auto, I know they're specialists. I am not going to try to attempt to try to figure out the codes on my car.
That's right.
I am going to, if I got an engine light popped up on my screen, I am not going to try to tinker around with all of that cobweb of wires inside there. I'm going to go to Mark and Denise and say, please, I got to check engine light. Take care of it. You're a specialist.
Yes.
And once you become a specialist, even at customer service, you are an integral part that no one can do anything with.
Yeah.
And, it's a Jewish concept as well, where they say they believe, there was this story as well. And this rabbi, they asked him, well, why are Jewish people rich? Why don't you see Jewish people on a Sunday mowing their lawn or tinkering on their car? And they say, well, the reason being is that Joey, I know he's a better lawnmower guy than I am. I'm going to give him the money. And, I know Mark and Denise are better mechanics than I am. I'm going to give it to them.
Right.
And the blessings comes right back around. And then when they look at it, they're going to go, you know what? Joey is a great customer service guy. I'm going to go to him when I need it. And it just pays itself back.
Yes.
And I certainly believe, and I'm glad that you're doing SWOT analysis for each individual employee, which I submit to you, Joey, is a test bed and a foundation for the employers then to do performance reviews.
Yes.
Because once you identify those, anybody, once you leave that training program, the managers, the supervisors therein can say, you know what, now I have a jumping ground to do a proper performance analysis on this employee.
Yeah.
I know what his potentials are, her potentials are. I know what their weaknesses are.
Yeah.
And I can then give a better judgment and assess and ascertain the value of them.
And here's one of the powers with this SWOT analysis, personal SWOT analysis with it, is that while I'm continuing to train, I can then start to identify brokenness in individuals, because this is one thing that also impedes great customer service. People have issues. Everyone has issues. So I'm able, through my own issues from the past, to engage people at a broken level, help them with that, and move them to the next level. Because this training is also about me being able to reach into people's lives and show them, look, man, you don't have to live like this. Here's how you can live. Here's what you can do. Here's the next level. And also, one of the things that I do is I pray over people before every training session. So I get an opportunity to do some evangelism, do some discipleship, and to engage people in a way that is not intrusive. But the great thing from it is I'm asking for God's help to identify the broken so that I can introduce them to him, so that that brokenness can begin to be healed as well. As that healing occurs, the customer service level of that individual grows to another level and another level and another level. And through that SWOT analysis and through that healing and development, that employee becomes a valuable employee and someone that can take further investment so that they can grow and grow the organization, because brokenness exists with it. It exists. I've done banks. I've done tourism. I'm doing a supermarket now, and the same brokenness I'm seeing. I'm seeing it in all organizations. It is there. People are just not addressing it. HR departments are not able to break through that barrier to deal with this. And it's there. And so the training from Dream Big International Training brings my experience in those areas to the table as well. And I'm not afraid to sit down one-on-one and deal with that with people who need it. So I bring that to the table as well as part of what I do.
Excellent. We got to go and take a break right now. I'm I'm really keen to get much more into seeing what then you do with supervisors and managers.
Sure.
Because once you can break through to the street level bureaucrat, as my co-host, my former co-host Barry Sue would say, then you're on for winning.
More of Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and live on Cayman 27 is next.
Some say the time of miracles is past, but we see miracles all around us every day. Some could not walk. Some could not breathe. Some had lost all hope. But something amazing happened. Something that can't be analyzed or quantified. Something that is more than good medicine. Holy Cross.
Let Seaboard bring the world to you. We offer the best shipping rates and service to and from Grand Cayman with over 35 shipping routes, full container shipping from Miami, Brooklyn, Houston, and Jamaica, plus small package shipments from Miami and Jamaica. You name it, and Seaboard will ship it. Our excellent warehouse facilities in Miami mean you can consolidate your goods to save yourself time and money. For shipping made easy, call or visit our website today. Shipping shore to shore. Seaboard.
Shipping shore to shore. Seaboard.
Hi, I'm Jordan Telford. I'm the master distiller for Tortuga Rum Company. I'm a born Caymanian, and I'm very proud to say that I'm producing an exceptional quality rum that's completely handmade, start to finish, distilled, bottled, and blended right here in Grand Cayman for Tortuga Rum Company.
Let Elite Marble and Granite bring the charm of Italy to your home. Made from only the best materials. Santa Margherita Quartz is handcrafted at a state-of-the-art facility located in Italy and then journeys across the ocean to Elite Marble and Granite, who is the exclusive distributor in the Caribbean. Elegant and resistant, Santa Margherita Quartz products offer a large choice of colors, textures, and exclusive finishes. Call 945-9028 or visit us online at elite.ky. Elite Marble and Granite, where perfection costs less.
Preparations are underway to welcome Cayman's new governor, Martin Keith Roper. Mr. Roper is expected on island on October 29th. His appointment was announced Friday by the governor's office. He will serve an initial term of 6 to 8 months. Mr. Roper replaces former Governor Anwar Chowdhury, who was removed from office after an FCO investigation into unspecified allegations made against him. One person is treated for minor injuries following a two-vehicle collision in Savannah Sunday morning. The incident happened around 9:45 near Pedro Castle Road. Police say 3 people were involved in the incident. One person was transported to the hospital with minor injuries. The incident caused traffic delays heading into and out of the eastern districts. The Department of Environmental Health says a quarry fire that has been smoldering for the last 3 weeks has finally been extinguished in the Peace Bay area. An abatement notice was served on the quarry owner following a complaint from a member of the public who called for the smoke to stop and the area to be cleared and fenced off. The fire services says the smoke never posed a risk to residents in the surrounding areas like Lake Destiny Drive. They say both the fire services and the DEA routinely checked homes to assess if any smoke from the fire had reached the area. That's it from the Cayman 27 newsroom for now. Do remember to tune in at 6 for a full newscast. I'm Reshma Raghunath. Have a great Monday and a productive week.
Be a part of the conversation on Cayman Crosstalk by calling the Superior Auto Hotline, 233-1019, or message us on the Cayman Crosstalk Facebook page. Now, back to Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on Cayman 27.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much. Happy Monday to all of you. Thank you for tuning in and letting us be part of your morning. And if you want to telephone and speak with HR professional from Dream Big International Training and Consulting, Mr. Joey Ebanks, number in the studios is 233-1019, or you can WhatsApp me, which is 324-1019, or simply email me at caymancrosstalk at hurleysmedia.ky. And you can also message me on our Facebook page, which is Cayman Crosstalk. You can go to back end and message me, or you can post on the live front end post that the 4,900 people that follow us and like us can participate. If you're a little shy, like I said, do it at back end, and I'll be happy to share it with Mr. Ebanks. You know, Mr. Ebanks, we're nearing down that time right now.
Yes.
Can't believe, you know, they say when you're having fun, time flies. But I got to ask you, you know, the module is not only, when I was looking at it, you're not only identifying and hitting the front end staff, but you also have modules for supervisors and also executives as well. And they're kind of split down almost similarly as well. And like you said, it's just a certain way of talking, because once you elevate, the way of thinking and the way of speaking changes.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people don't realize that as well.
It does.
And so, you know, talk to us about just a quick synopsis on maybe some of the supervisor roles.
I'll tell you, let me give you two key modules for supervisors that I have. One is courageous conversations, and the other is how to motivate yourself. And these two really fit together, because in the motivating self, I talk to the supervisors and managers about how to get up every day and win. How to get up and start preparing yourself from the day before. Before you go to bed at night, you should be going home and you should be talking to your significant other and your family about the 2 or 3 things you did really well today. Don't talk about the negatives. Leave them. Whenever a negative occurs, whenever you make a mistake, admit it, fix it, move on. Don't drag that around with you all day. But you take the 2 or 3 things you did really well today, and you go home and you talk about those 3 things. You talk around your dinner table about those 2 or 3 things. And then you start to put out your clothes at night, go to bed early. Don't stay up watching the Big Bang Theory and wrestling and all that sort of stuff. Get yourself some rest. And then when you get up in the morning, you want to get into prayer, meditation with God, and then get up and take a walk down the road. You know, wake your flesh up, wake your body up. Even if you got to walk 500 feet down the road and walk back, you did 1,000 feet. The thing is to just wake up, okay? Then you need to start thinking about, what do you want to achieve today? And you need to understand this about motivating yourself. You need to get this clear. Nobody can motivate you. You have got to find what that why is, that thing. What is that thing that is keeping you at that firm? What is that thing that you're after? What is your why? How are you making progress on a daily basis to reach that why? How is it shifting? How are you moving the goalposts? And so part of getting up every day and winning is identifying where you want to go, what that goal and those objectives are. And the other one is the courageous conversation, the fact that people don't want to talk about the tough stuff. They want to bypass it and ignore it. And what I'm saying in this is that when you do that, you're not being a responsible human being. You're not being an adult. You have got to have the hard conversations about the stuff that happens in life so that you're being responsible. You're contributing to the development of people around you and helping them. So those are two for the supervisors and managers, but there is also one for the managers directly that they need to understand, and it's called how to manage your boss. Here, they need to stay a step ahead of their boss. They need to be plugged in to understanding where that vice president or CEO is on a daily basis, where they're going, so that they can help. So managing your boss is being aware of where your boss is going, what your boss is getting involved in, having your network out there that feeds you information that you can relate to your boss so that your boss is having success. Nobody hires someone and puts them on their team to drag them down. They want people on their team to make them look like rock stars and superstars. And if you're not doing that, guess what? You're not doing your job. You're really not. Your job is to make your boss look good. And and this is part of what I teach and impress upon supervisors and managers, especially the managers as it relates to their relationship with the executive. Don't be afraid of this. Embrace it. You should know their calendar. You should know their birthday. You should know who they're meeting with. You should know why. You should know what they're trying to push forward for the organization, what the mission is. And you should be actually doing research and learning and figuring out how you can contribute to that on a daily basis.
Well, you know, we got to go and take a little break right now, but I want to give a story of a lady. by the name of Catherine Slater Carter, who owns 2 McDonald's franchises in the States. I didn't say McDonald because that's Cayman. McDonald's. She started off frontline employee, making minimum wage, moved up to supervisor, shift supervisor, then manager, and continued there until she was able to buy her first franchise with she and her husband. And for all of you, if you didn't know, I tried bringing them here. They want $1 million plus a certain market population. So just think about that.
That's right.
This frontline employee in less than 18 years bought her first McDonald's franchise in the United States of America. And then within 2 years, acquired another one. So Catherine Slater Carter, if you want, you can Google it. One of those inspirations that you can start right at the bottom. But if you said, like you said, go with a winning attitude and go with a specialist attitude, it will pay off. Consistency is key to everything. Absolutely. I got to take a little quick break right now. When we come back, I want to finish up with Mr. Joey Banks of Dream Big International Training and Consulting.
More of Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and live on Cayman 27 is next.
It's fresh.
Where's your mommy?
At the gym. You know it's her birthday, right?
Come, let's go quick.
At Countryside, we have everything you need. Stay in shape at Universal Fitness Gym. Get your natural products at Hero Fair. Drop off your dry cleaning at Puritan Cleaners. Check out the latest phones at Flow. Pick up your supplements at GNC. And browse the best wine selection at Jake Scott. Countryside, everything you need and more.
Hey, ooh, this have a flavor with a beat. Have a dance, make you move up your feet. Feel the rhythm in the music. Turn all into new into it's on classics. Every meal make you feel like it's a new remix. It's the most delicious in the West Indies. You know what feel this grace. Feel the vibe, can't you feel it? Grace. Delicious and nutritious. Yes. Quality when you taste it. Want affordable? Look for the label. Grace. Feel the vibe, can't you feel it? Grace. Delicious and nutritious. Yes. Quality when you taste it. Want affordable? Look for the label. Once you feel it, once you see it, once you taste it, it's real. Trust the flavor, the Caribbean grace, it's real. Caribbean grace, it's real.
Have you had your Tortuga moment today? Come by Tortuga Fine Wine and Spirits for all your liquor needs. And taste the world-famous Tortuga rum and rum cake. Always delicious and baked fresh daily in the captivating Cayman Islands. With ongoing renovations at the airport, we invite you to shop our stores and buy before you fly. Relive the Cayman Islands in every bite.
85 with the real fuel temperature, they say may hover around about 93 degrees. You got a 40% chance of experiencing some showers. Synopsis for the daylight hours will be as follows: partly sunny and a shower in spots, and not spots Newlands, but in areas, and it's going to be breezy. And winds are going to be coming at you from the east-northeast at 15 miles per hour with an occasional gust of about 21. It's going to translate to 3 to 5 foot sea height, so it's going to be a little choppy out there. Winds are going to continue that east-northeast direction, dipping down about 12 miles per hour and hitting about 80 degrees tonight on your thermostat. But the real fuel temperatures, they say, may hover around about 87 degrees. You got a 25% chance of experiencing some showers tonight, but it's going to be mainly clear and beautiful this evening. Sunrise this morning was at 6:22. Sunset will be at 5:58. And that means that you got 11 hours and 36 minutes of beautiful tropical sun to enjoy in the Cayman Islands. You got a similar weather forecast pattern straight through until Thursday. I want to say to Jillian, welcome from Colorado. And I hope you're enjoying your time in the Cayman Islands. Thank you for choosing Cayman. And I hope that you come back and visit us, especially in the height of winter, because I know the mile high is pretty cold then. But Jillian, thank you very much.
Be a part of the conversation on Cayman Crosstalk by calling the Superior Auto Hotline, 233-1019. Or
See this guy,
message us
Matt
on the
Hick.
Cayman Crosstalk Facebook page. Now, back to Cayman Crosstalk on Rooster 101 and simulcast live on Cayman 27.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much. And I am here with Mr. Joey Banks from Dream Big International Training and Consulting. And we're talking about customer service and the various different modules that Mr. Ebanks has for the organizations that engage him, and is broken down into 3 different sections. One, he looks at and identifies your frontline staff, how he can help them and make them be winners for you and winners for themselves personally and individually, not within only the workplace, but at home as well, so they come back feeling like they're winners. And also how the supervisors can feel the same way and motivate that staff. And one section in the supervisor part that I liked as well, he has right at the very bottom, he says how to keep one step ahead of your boss.
Yes. Absolutely.
And I think everybody would like that one as well.
Yeah.
See, I paid attention, Joey, and I want people I want you to tell them how they can contact you and how you can help them as well, because I believe, it matters.
It does.
And I think in this island, it matters even more because it's such a competitive environment. We're so close to the United States of America, especially for goods. We have some of the best restaurants in the world, but we saw recently how this little device can actually break down and hurt and harm a business as well for just a little snafu after a long time of being in business, how one mistake can actually be made and how the negativity can actually spread like wildfire.
Yes.
And those are the things that we got to be cognizant of. The sad part about it is I had a client, sir, and he was a billionaire, and every year he said he got $1 billion richer. And he was one of my mentors, the late Fritz Noble of Noble Trucking and also Cisco Foods. He developed Cisco Foods. Wonderful man, great mentor. He says, always remember this. You can have a pile of people, you can have 20 people that you service really, really well. Maybe 5 out of those 20 would say good things about you. But if you give service to one bad one, that 20 is far exceeded because they will go and tell everybody about what you just did. And that was way back when. That was 15, 18 years ago when I first met Mr. Noble. And now we didn't have these kind of devices.
Right.
Now I have WhatsApp, Facebook.
Yeah.
I mean, it just spreads and proliferates.
Yes.
So it matters. It matters to always be on your game and the A game as well.
Yeah. So I one of the things I want to let our callers know is my number is 916-1662. So I can be reached there at 916-1662. My email address is Joe, Joe, Ebanks, Ebanks, and the number 8@gmail.com. And so one of the things I want to close with as well is that I talk a lot about within my training modules, the 4 groups that we all have. One of those being our work group, our biological family group, our social friend group, as well as our church group that we should also have. And the people in each one of these groups are different. But we have an obligation in each one of these groups to foster this relationship, to make sure we're working on it on a regular basis. One thing as well is for us to remember this. Within these various groups, you're going to have negative people. And you need, at some point, to have that courageous conversation with that individual and put some distance between you and them. Because the individual and their negativity will draw you down. It will drag you down. And you gave a really great example at the end of the last segment about someone having success. And I want to talk about this guy, Matt Higgins, as well, who's joined as a guest on Shark Tank. Here's a guy whose mom was sick when he was in high school. So here's what he did. He dropped out of high school to work to help make ends meet while going to school at night, put himself through college. Today, this guy is an investor in Shark Tank.
Wow.
Here's the thing. People, no one should let anyone tell them what they're capable of becoming. I tell people I'm taking this company international. I'm going to take this company international. No one is going to dictate to me the level of success that I should have. Only God can intervene in that. And it doesn't matter what people say about you. No one has the power that God has. So my point is, don't let anyone slow you down. Don't let anyone dictate that you need to stay where you are. You make that decision. You have got to know your why and your dreams and where you want to go. And you've got to pursue them. Pursue them aggressively. 916-1662. And my email address is joeebanks, the number 8 at gmail.com.
Excellent. You know, Joey, thank you. And maybe I can have you back on again, talk about more customer service, what it means, especially in the F&B field as well, because that one has really got a lot of online conversation, both negative and positive on that one. And I think it's a misnomer and a lot of things there as well. But it comes right back down to service, service, service.
Yeah.
And, you know, ladies and gentlemen, I want to sincerely thank all of you for tuning in. Tomorrow is going to be another massive show. We got the opposition. Yes, apparently they're bringing the gasoline, and I don't have the match, but apparently something will happen tomorrow. I'm excited about it to see what it's all about. They just told me it's just going to be another explosive show. It's going to be a great discussion. We want you always to participate as well. And remember, you can do that by emailing us some questions before, by simply going Cayman Crosstalk at hurleysmedia.ky, or even just post it on our Facebook page, which is Cayman Crosstalk. I want to sincerely thank all of you for the kindness that you've been showing us on Crosstalk's Facebook page, letting us be this entity, the largest growing one there, and the organic way that we're growing. Thank you very much, and the wonderful compliments that you've been showing us. It would be remiss of me not to do that, and also do my normal closing. If you have a pet, please consider spaying or neutering that pet today to keep the unwanted pet population low. Friends and family are really a true wealth. Enjoy them. If you go out and celebrate, please do so. Do so responsibly by not drinking and driving, and certainly not boating and drinking. I'm your host, Cayman. Until tomorrow, Godspeed.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go. We're kicking off 101.
If it matters to you, it matters to us. We're Cayman 27, Cayman Informed.
Durham epitomizes the unparalleled landscapes and momentous history that has shaped England's people, geography, and culture. The medieval city center of this northern English city is perched on a hilly peninsula surrounded by the winding River Wear. History has molded Durham, and its medieval character has been carefully preserved, making today's city a compact open-air museum. In medieval times, Durham was a major center of both political and ecclesiastical power, mainly due to its strategic location near the Scottish border. County Durham was a palatinate, ruled by prince-bishops who wielded secular authority and enjoyed considerable autonomy from Westminster, minting their own coinage, dispensing their own justice, and maintaining the right to maintain their own armies. The name Durham is thought to have come from the Old English dun, meaning hill, and the Old Norse holm, which translates to island. Some attribute the city's name to the legend of the Dun Cow and the milkmaid who was said to have guided the monks of Lindisfarne, carrying the body of St. Cuthbert, to the site of the present city in 995 AD.